Coming. I upgraded the sequel alone, and the shock finally struck. The story revolves around the Shadow King. Zhao Yu's son Cheng Shuhao carried out. Cheng Shuhao not only inherited his father's excellent genes, and it continued the concubine feeling that my father had at the beginning. The Wakir's waste wood setting. It turns out that this is a world ruled by external gods. Since ancient times, created countless cosmic supremacy. They are called the Absolutes. Absolutes are obsessed with the pursuit of immortality. In this process, countless recording soul rules in the city came into being. But in this boring and unbearable endless cycle, the Absolute has come up with a game. It's watching the war of the transformed. It's a pleasure for the Absolute. Creatures fight in endless wars. Death and reincarnatio. So over and over, a guy. But that's just to keep the Absolute entertained. But the accidents still happen. Absolutes who watch endless wars. One day, he was killed by his own creatio. After the Absolute of another world learned the news. To observe a world without its master. Live together. Death of the Grand, and it was killed by creation. Who would have thought that the Absolutes would be indifferent to this? Now, they only have one idea. That's the power of losing your master. Whoever gets it first belongs to whoever. And I, in the world created by the Absolute, and was admitted to the National Academy of Fine Arts. My friend was in disbelief. How can a rough man like you be admitted to the Academy of Fine Arts? And I have to repeat a year. At this time, a voice suddenly came from behind. Congratulations. Cheng Shuhao, I heard that you were admitted to the Academy of Fine Arts. I didn't expect you to have such talent. When will you still have the talent for painting? The person who came was the school tyrant Wang Cheng. I'm warning you, a guy. I am not Wang Chengshe. I'm Li Yin Chiak. All because of you, my plan to dominate high school fell through. I have a face full of disdain for this. Thanks to me, you will graduate successfully, won't you? And the students are not used to this kind of scene. Li Yinqi is about to graduate. Why is he still so naive? Why does he always have to provoke him? Parents are missing. But he is still forcing a smile to fix it. Who would have thought? The next second, Li Yinqi actually wanted to do something to me, but I dodged his attack first. And then I put my hand on his head. As graduation approaches, please be honest with me. After saying that, a murderous aura burst out in his eyes. A plane kicked him hard in the face. But Li Yinqi suddenly had a smirk on his face. As he spoke, he concentrated his power in his right hand. Did you not eat? Cheng repair. Then one punch slammed me directly into the wall. Seeing this anger, I was also dumbfounded on the spot. The students on the side also opened their mouths in fright. It was Li Inchuk who withdrew the attack. There is a tight mouth left on the wall. Thick belly. Li Yinch couldn't believe his eyes. When did I become so strong? In the blink of an eye, 3 years have passed. And I was in my sophomore year. And it was all very noisy. It was a class on the main building. All rushed to the classroom in the annex building. Please go to the annex building for class as soon as possible. The hunters have entered the portal to crush the beasts. So no one can go in for the time being. This is a suction? Jun Nan asked. How long has the hunter been in? More than 8 hours. The stops are all ground level. Hunters should also come out. And the outside is still reminding. Let the fly hunter personnel leave as soon as possible. It will be dangerous to stay any longer. And it all started 3 years ago. 3 years ago, chants appeared all over the world. The world has changed dramatically. Chuan Songku is the passage to the underground city. Every once in a while, there will be a large number of monsters pouring out of it. Hurt humans. But it's like a counterweight. Humans have also quietly changed. People with magical powers appeared in large numbers. The door of awakening has sprung up like mushrooms after a ride. Soon, a rapidly changing world. I thought the chaos would continue. But an awakened called the Undocumented founded the Hunter Society, assembled the awakened, and set up the hunter. The state of confusion in a job is quickly gained. Therefore, the current human race is divided into 2 kinds of people. One is the awakened hunter. The other is the unawakened ordinary person. Some outsiders need to be like ants, work for pay. And some people don't have to do anything. They get paid handsomely. In such an unfair social structure, ants are deeply aware of the gap between the awakened. No matter what they try, it cannot be compensated for with the lowest. The gap between the awakeners. If the hunter doesn't guard the portal, the whole world will be affected by, and destruction is the word without the awakened. These awakened cannot survive. On the contrary, if there is no awakened, the awakened can still survive. So the public is still grateful to hunters. Because of their existence, the public can live a stable life. But at the same time, I also felt a sense of panic. People have gradually become accustomed to the state of not being able to have missing parents, life in the hands of others. In that period of anticipation for the future, the gap left by losing everything, all occupied by this sense of helplessness. Mom always says, I'm like dad. This powerless situation. How would you break the army if it were your father? Then the doctor repaired and interrupted my thoughts. Your concentration is good today. What are you painting so seriously? Your ant painting is so unique. No, he's like an ant. I'm also confused about this. Why did I draw me? Meanwhile, the street outside. The hunters finally slowly walked out of the portal. It seems to be quite easy this time. A look of triumphant return. This is a transcript, worker. Ask him, thank you for your hard work, Wang Jiangshu hunter. But Wang Jiangshu had a serious face. Although this crusade against the dungeon fire was successful. But there is one thing that must be reported to the Hunter Association. We have encountered a new type of monster this time. Eyes and mouth can spray. Humanoid warcraft shooting blue flames. Mainly using claws and fangs to attack. But the lethality is very low. This time he scratched it. But it doesn't feel like there is any story. So it doesn't seem to pose any threat to us. This is also since the appearance of Chuanchongku, the first monster I encountered. Luckily not a dangerous guy. The next second, where Wang Jiangshu was stabbed, blood suddenly flowed out. And a strange energy burst out from the wound. Suddenly, the whole person began to be in a trance. The interviewer who saw this scene, immediately wondering if you were okay, but Wang Jiangshu didn't seem to hear it. So the interviewer is here, shouted Wang Jiangshu hunter. But who would have thought that Wang Jiangshu would suddenly roar? A strange blue energy spewed out of his mouth. Then a handful of frozen through the interviewer's chest. The strong hunter teammates were also surprised. What is Wang Jiangshu hunter doing? Wang Jiangshu at this time no longer a hunter. Catching a human is a wild twist. June Street. Pedestrians can only flee for their lives. The students also looked out the window curiously. After seeing the following scene. And he gasps. Hunter bites on the street. They actually attacked each other. Blue flames in his eyes. Now, they are like monsters. Could it be that the underground city got out of control? At this time, some people advocated running for their lives. Others have to wait for the hunter to come to the rescue. Teacher Lin, aren't you an awakened? Think of a way. But Teacher Lin also looked helpless. I'm just a rank 1 awakened. The next second, there was an infection upstairs opposite. The hunter's shadow. I saw him suddenly step on the place name with 1 foot. A newspaper office came at me. See, the students were so scared that they didn't know what to do. But I reacted immediately. And a loud reminder to run for your life. But on the way to escape. And they found a man with terrified legs. Soft classmate. Just one. Begged me to save him. But I first thought of the hunter. Only a hunter can save him. But in an instant my heart was occupied by unwillingness. If you leave him, you will only die. But what can I do as an unawakened? The damned unawakened. What can be changed by complaining blindly? Or think about what you can do? Cheng Shu, If Dad is here, what does he do? Father's majestic figure suddenly appeared in his mind. When the infected person is about to rush towards the girl, Cheng Shuhao finally chose to take Actio. Because if Dad were here, he certainly wouldn't choose to sit idly by. Suddenly, Cheng Shihao remembered the sizzling current in his mind. Notify you to meet. Secret quest completion conditions for weak courage. It was a sudden thought of a dream I once had. Is it the same as the game? Monsters become more powerful with each level. And in order to defeat them, you can only keep upgrading. Because I encountered a powerful monster, I have to become stronger than them. After countless challenges, I finally reached the last floor. There I met the ultimate. Although he is the enemy, but his strength makes me envious. There was even admiration. But for some reason, this one suddenly touched my forehead. How was it? Hearing this, I was puzzled. The game, and why is the person in front of you so familiar? Dad, he should be my dad. I think it appeared in a dream. Maybe it's what my dad looks like in my heart. Powerful and very stable, Dad. But how did he become so powerful? So Dad is in this dilemma. If you change, do is your word. You should do the same as me. So what should I do now? I've heard of the awakened without magic. Even if you launch an attack, you can't hurt the monster. But then I suddenly reacted. Did I do all this? This monster was really knocked down by me. But the next second, I was surprised to find time suddenly stopped for some reason. Then a dialogue box suddenly appeared in front of me. You can fulfill the secret, Missio. The completion conditions for the courage of the weak. You have qualified as a player. Do you accept it? And this scene in front of you, it's exactly the same as my previous dream. If all this is true, in this desperate situation, what reason do I have to refuse them? So I accepted without hesitatio. A golden light suddenly flashed before Fai's eyes. I only heard the system ding. Welcome to become a player. Mission reward secret mission courage of the weak. Blessing of the Great Wizard Candiaru. Great Wizard Candiaru, we have prepared something special for you. Have the blessing of Candiaru. You can live a healthy life. Mission reward description: sustained effect, health and longevity. For all diseases, toxins and abnormal immunity. While asleep, the regeneration capacity will be greatly improved. This system will help players grow. This is not fantasy. You only live once. Do it and cherish it. Name Cheng Repair Level 1. Strength and agility. Intellectual perception is 10. Active skill, dominator, willpower, etc. Is this because my game is in bad shape? At this time, the system sent a new task. Destroy mysterious fire beasts and level up. Meanwhile, time began to flow a guy. See, I quickly reminded the girl next to me to run away. And as you run, I wish you all the best. Judging from the names on the heads of these monsters, the opponent is the two infected. For the awakened and a hunter. Can I say that? If I really succeed in awakening, and it's like a game in a dream, then I can relax now. Kill the infected in front of you. So I immediately clenched my fist tightly. Just a random punch. Awaken the smell in front of you. The infected smashed straight into the ceiling. Exactly as I imagined. At this time, the system also sent a prompt at the same time: you have successfully killed the awakened infected. And it was the police who punched. Therefore, I did not hesitate to ask another. Awakening the infected. Rush. For the awakened, the monster is a ladder. Notify you that you have been killed as an awakened infected. That's when I got to level 2. But then the system sent a new task. Destroy mysterious fire beasts and level up. And the reward for the previous round has also been sent. Now, and finally be sure. It turned out that I really woke up. then punch directly. He punched the awakened infected. But then, I was surprised. This guy didn't die. And he also launched an attack on me. One kick directly tore my chest. When I saw this, I immediately stepped on the ground. And will wake up with one kick. The infected kicked into the air. Homeopathy checked his injury. If you get hurt in the damn game, you will be infected. I just woke up, and I'm about to become a monster. But just the system suddenly sent a prompt. Perceived an abnormal state that hurts the soul. And succeed in starting a long and healthy life. Abnormal state lifted. The voice just fell. The wound is visible to the naked eye. Knowledge was rapidly restored. That's when I remembered. The effect of health and longevity seems to be next to the state. See if so. Then it proves that I am more than infected. Then I should be level 1. It's hard to wake up to success. Why bother with these grades? But I can't beat him. I can only watch the awakening. The infected are coming towards me. But just the previous round of mission rewards suddenly appeared. So I chose to receive it without hesitatio. Ability points +5. Strength points +3. What kind of power does this reward come from? It's 14 o'clock in an instant. So I grabbed the chest of the awakened infected with one hand. One bite smashed towards his chest. A guy. Then he kicked it into the air. The next second, the awakened infected exploded again in an instant. So I grabbed him by the collar. Then another punch went up. But finding my attack felt like a scratch to him. It itches so much, even if you increase the power in your hands, a guy. But still unable to cause fatal damage to it. And immediately a decision came to mind. Then put the reward points. All added to strength. Then clench your fist, a guy. The awakened who can be upgraded. It was completely unheard of. Because at the moment of awakening, level has become a give. Never woke up. People can go beyond the level and continue to become stronger, although I don't know what the level is. Who decides? The awakened? But with the ability to get rid of this damn structure, then you have to do your best to change, so as to enhance their ability infinitely. After successfully killing the awakened infected, levels have also increased. The whole person is already tired and out of breath. I can only sit on the ground constantly, unable to breathe. Fortunately, I finally woke. Now I'm an awakened too. I have the ability now. Already feel, when I wake up, I also have the ability to solve this disaster. Meanwhile, on the street. The streets are filled with infected people. Things don't look so good right now. But the next second, a sword light flashed through my eyes. It turned out to be a C-class awakened mysterious flame hand. A newspaper came right in front of my eyes. And what am I going to do next? In the city at the same time. It's broadcasting everywhere. The National Academy of Fine Arts has lost control of the Dungio. Asked nearby residents to evacuate quickly. And the soldiers were whispering, "Damn it. I can only watch people die." Hunters sent by the Hunter Association. When will it arrive? I heard that it takes time to deploy hunters above level B. The possibility of the hunter being infected is also not ruled out. At the same time, Class C awakened infected also came towards me. And this guy's arm. Obviously different from other mysterious flame beasts. But just gotta level up. Maybe there's still some chance of winning. But at this moment, the opponent's weapon waved over. Seeing this, I quickly dodged a dodge card. Grabbed the fire extinguisher next to you. Without hesitation, he threw it at this guy. And the Class C awakened, infected, was first stunned. Then the knife cleaved the fire extinguisher. Immediately, the dry powder inside was scattered out in an instant. The whole room is also filled with powder. Take advantage of the bad sight. I escaped with one blast. That's when I realized. I'm no match for him now. The level of the determined is indeed not for nothing. I don't know when the hunter will arrive. All I can do now is wait for the hunter support. At this time, the Class C unfeeling infected, the eyes and mouth suddenly appeared in wisps of blue. and I immediately knew something was wrong. This guy is eyeing a few students upstairs. Seeing this, several students started a cold war on the spot. No, he's coming. I saw a newspaper office of a Class C awakened infected. In an instant, it came to the eyes of several students. Don't let this guy get away with it. Then he followed. It seems that you can't count on hunters. I want to find a solution ASAP. Gotta stop this guy. Otherwise the students will suffer. So a flying body and C level awakened, infected, stand together, even if he could kill me with one blow. But under no circumstances can he be released. After a difficult fight, I was accidentally stabbed in the chest. Instantly, red blood jumped out of his body. Then a mouthful of blood spurted out of his mouth. And then he collapsed. There is only a little blood left on the body. I looked at my chest. Lucky. Maybe the system doesn't want me to die yet. It can be regarded as a Class C awakening infection. When people want to know me, the air suddenly remembered the crackling electricity. And I was drowsy. But as the crackling sound got louder and louder, the next second, it will directly hit C level awakened. On time. Suddenly, a white energy fell from the sky. Just as I was about to close my eyes and faint. My presbyopia. Suddenly, the figure of a giant ant appeared. I'm sorry I'm late. Giant ants just chop so casually. It broke C in an instant. The arm of an infected person. So it's you deworming. How dare you hurt the noble's jade body? Then all that awaits you is death. This one Dao, not only did he kill the Class C awakened infected on the spot, and this shockwave is also instantaneous, swept the whole city. The soldiers in the distance were also completely reduced by this force. What's going on here? Giant ant killed in seconds after Class C awakening, infected, then crouched down next to me respectfully. Long time no see. Salute to you. Then something suddenly flashed through my mind. It's bits and pieces. At that time, I was lying on the ground drawing something. Suddenly, a huge palm appeared in front of my eyes. The monster picked up the painted paper and took a look. Young master, is this painting of me? Speaking of this monster, he suddenly burst into tears. Young master, I am so touched. But the next second I suddenly woke up. What is that? That's when I found out. Lying in bed. The monster that just appeared in my mind. It looks exactly like the ants I drew. Then my phone suddenly rang. Fix it, what do you call it? Are you seriously injured? If not, uncle, how about a few awakened bodyguards for you? But I rejected my uncle's kindness on the spot. Pretty soon, this time, the dungeon got out of control and made the news. Because it can mutate. Bring attention to all aspects. One is that after discovering that it can infect hunters, the mysterious flame hand that turned into a monster. The second is that this happened in the city center. But the Hunter Association support was delayed. The third is when the hunters arrive at the scene of the incident. The mysterious fire beast on campus has been captured. All hunted. We still don't know who did it. Watching the news on TV. Now, and finally be sure. I'm not dreaming. I really woke up. And it's different from ordinary awakened. I can keep upgrading and getting stronger. But what really puzzles me is, then, in Class C awakening, mysterious flame loses when fighting. But how did I survive? This is a voice from under my bed. So I was completely blinded by this. Long time no see, Belle. See the young master. See my Belle, a guy. I cried on the spot. When did you become so handsome, young master? It really moved Belle. That's what's been running through my mind. Fragments of memory. It's like they're put back together. Memories of the past fill my mind. I know this ant. It was with me when I was a kid. One of the black life forms that have lived. Why have I forgotten all this? Then Belle said slowly. Belle has traveled from another dimension this time. Just to meet the young master. I'm very confused about this. Why did I deal with this when I was a kid? Cup life together. This is so weird. And he doesn't seem to be that small in memory. This is all because Bell crossed the Dimensio, caused by consuming too much energy. And he's waiting. The level has also been reset by the system to a level 1 soldier, but Bell remained a powerful healer. It's because of him that my body has nowhere to recover. Bell's purpose this time was to lift the seal for me. I didn't expect to lift it myself. And the dreams you had. It's something you've experienced firsthand. And it was much better than you are now. It's just that the Great Shadow King is in charge. I only hope that the young master can lead an ordinary life. Therefore, the memory and power of the young master were sealed. Hear from Dad. I immediately went crazy. You really have something to do with my missing dad. Tell me where he is now. Hearing this, Bell slowly explained. The Great Shadow King is deep in the universe. In order to fight against the invaders who invaded the world. Hear this. I just understood. It turns out that Dad is silently protecting the world and is defending against gods from the universe. Ydalin's Invasio. They sent a lot of envoys to invade our world. Bell is on his way to find the young master, also wiped out many enemies. It seems that teleports and monsters have appeared on Earth. It should also be related to this war. By the way, where is my mother going now? Hearing this, Bell thought for a moment. Then the whole body shook violently. How is that possible? Madam is missing. It's Ydaline. It must have been the apostles of the Italians. Hearing this, my whole person instantly turned cold. So to speak. The reason why my parents can't come back, it's all because those guys named Ydaline treated me. Did you know that for so many years? How does one live? I'm going to find my parents no matter what. Then there's only one partner left. I'm afraid you won't be able to come to Earth in a short time. So we can only wait for the young master to become stronger. Go find the missing lady yourself. The disease is ruined. Now, the young master must improve his foundation as soon as possible. Finish talking. I only heard the system ding. Mission Shadow Broken Love. You are the son of the Great Shadow King. But the innate power has been completely sealed. To activate your great power, you need to prove whether you are qualified. Please enter the Shadow Dungeon to prove yourself. This is the key to the Shadow Dungeon. Young Master, you insert the key into the shadow of Young Master. As I slowly insert the key. Just a click. One share. The familiar majestic energy appeared before my eyes. Young Master, go in and take back the power that originally belonged to you. I still can't believe it. What universe? What war between gods? What Shadow King is coming to me now? It's all fantasy. But then, a guide. Become stronger if you can see your parents. No matter how hard it is to level up, I have to do it. At this time, Bell recalled Cheng Zhaoyu's previous master. Main Army Bell. Go to Earth to help the young master lift the seal. Now, a Talon Invasio. It may have spread to Earth. Hearing this, Cheng Zhaoyu responded lightly. Go ahead. Bring back my son's strength and memory. Let him protect the Earth first. The rest depends on your situation. Since the main army has entrusted me with such a great responsibility, then I will never fail to live up to the expectations of the main army. Bell should be treated like the main army. Continue to accompany the young master and watch him grow. Young master, this is it. Without the owner's consent. The living are inaccessible. Undead Land Shadow Dungeon. It's not so much a shadow dungeon. More like a ghost toe. I don't know why. I always feel an inexplicable sense of intimacy when I step foot here. At this moment, the system suddenly sounded mission survival again. The residents of Shadow Dungeon will not be weak. You become the master of this land. Please survive within the stipulated time and prove your qualifications. The specified time is 4 hours. Young master, you have to survive here for 4 hours. Please be vigilant at all times. The trial is about to begin. Please get ready, young master. The voice just fell, holding a giant on the head. The axe monster came at me. Seeing this, I quickly became emperor with one hand, flying up and kicking the monster's parents. And kick it directly to the ground. At first glance, it turned out to be Demon Scout. If it's a scout, then there might be other green devils nearby. It has to be dealt with before the reinforcements arrive. Bell on the side reminded him. Although the green devil is a very weak monster, but you must not underestimate your enemy. But I saw it at a glance. His name has no color. It means that his strength is similar to mine or more. So I didn't hesitate. As soon as he rode the knife, he chopped it over and took advantage of the situation to seize the master in the hands of the green devil. And the axe went down on his head. Kill it directly on the spot. And then I smiled. Exactly as I guessed. With my formidable opponent. Names are colored. But the next second, I was surprised to find, on the street light pole ahead, another green devil has appeared. And Blue Jiao. The horn that summons companions. I broke the sword shape. This will definitely attract more scouts. Soon, the 8 great sages came from a distance. It's coming faster than I thought. Green Devil Shifu with a white name. Even Huang Mingzi Green Demon Centaurio. So I point to Bell helplessly. You should be able to help me. But Bell refused my request on the spot. This is a trial that belongs to the young master. Therefore, the young master can only rely on himself. And I looked at Bale, and I said, no. It seems that you can only rely on yourself. Why not try that on? Give up. The axe directly hit the head of the magic beast. Skills displayed on the status window. It's like having an invisible hand. And it doesn't cost mana. You don't have to touch anything to have an impact. Moment of thought, and he grabbed the arrow. I didn't expect there to be green devil archers. But that's exactly what I want. Exactly as the Tao is better than God. An arrow on the spot, frozen through the head of the green devil archer. Even Bell on the side exclaimed. Young master, this adaptability is too strong. In the young master's infancy. Like a mythical hero. Extraordinary since birth. And it also perfectly inherited the king's dominance. The right to even manipulate him skillfully. But that's an example used to destroy everything. It makes trouble in a peaceful world. But now, Earth was invaded by the Italians. The power of the young master finally comes into play. At the same time, my rank was raised. Unexpectedly, the Dominator is omnipotent. You can lift about 10 kilograms of items. But just the... Suddenly, there is a green devil, coming from behind me. I didn't have time to react to it. The green devil, who successfully attacked, was very proud, and quack quack and laugh. It hurts. I turned around and punched him in the face. Seeing this, Bell anxiously said to the young master, "Are you all right?" But I just leaned over and pulled the wind out of my body. Head. Then a thick, murderous aura erupted from his body. Seeing this, the demon centurion was taken aback on the spot. But by this time, I was already in battle. Can't manage the pie. Grab the axe and punch the green devils. Just listen to him. It ended on the spot, led by the green demon Centaurio. Compared to when you are powerless, it feels better to be alive. Therefore, you demons must die. After a period of assassinatio, system ding sound prompts to master the skill. The resistance level has also been improved quickly. The ground is already full of green devil corpses. And I am gasping in an abandoned car. At the same time, the task was completed within the stipulated time, and Bell patted me. Young master, you really know Bell too well. I know that, young master, you will definitely be able to complete this career. This guy really said he wouldn't help if he didn't help. Leave him alone. Let's take a look at the task reward first. Congratulations on getting shadow extraction like mud and stone. Seeing this, I quickly looked at Bell and asked, like mud and stone. Uses mud and stone. Can you obtain a skill called extracting shadows? Yes, young master. But then again, during the battle, there is also a skill called fight resistance. It seems that when you wake up, you not only have an upgrade system, and there are more skills compared to when I was an awakened. Now, the whole person is like a stack of buffs. After the upgrade, the wounds on the body also heal. Here's Bell, kind of reminding him. This upgrade system. It's a system the king used. Courage is a device that helps the young master grow steadily. I thought I was an ordinary awakened. Now I realize that I am actually the strongest shadow too. And Bell explained. Extracting shadows is a skill that turns corpses into soldiers. That's an achievement. Now, the skills of the Shadow King. That is the essence of Cheng Zhaoyu's main army. Hearing this, I asked, with a puzzled look, is it similar to a necromancer? But if you want to manipulate the corpse, you must first hunt the monster. That is to say, you can only control monsters that are weaker than me. I have heard, summoning skills are not popular in the hunter world. But now I can't handle that much at all. Facing the corpse of a green devil, he launched the shadow extraction skill. But you need to set a password for the skill. It's really troublesome to use. After thinking for a moment, Bell on the side couldn't help but remind him of the young master. Of course, the more intuitive the password, the better. After saying that, Bell began to get nervous. And I've already figured out the password. Then I waved my big hand forward. Stand up and fall to the ground with my voice. The corpse of the green devil underground brushed with a sound. It's starting to move. In the blink of an eye. The shadow green devil appeared in front of my eyes. And I was dumbfounded. Is this the extraction of shadows? But it doesn't feel special. Beside him, Bell quickly explained. The shadow has just been extracted. It would have been weaker than before. The body gets smaller. And it says it will expire in 1 day. And Bell was very puzzled as to how this could have happened. Young master, don't you have the skill to save shadows? At this point, Bell began to get very depressed. Maybe shadow omnipotence, affected by intelligence points and rank. But overall, it's a very useful skill. Really, young master. So I tried to comfort him. I knew. Don't be discouraged. But I suddenly reacted. I don't seem to have eaten for 2 days. Let's get out of here and have some dinner first. I didn't expect the food in the hospital to be so delicious. But Bell suddenly coughed a few times at this time. Young master. Bell now tells you what to do next. First, we will have 3 tasks. The first is to protect the earth from the beasts of the outer universe. Then go hunting. More Warcraft to increase the level. In this way, the young master will become stronger. The second is to find the missing lady as soon as possible. And the clue, you can only find it from those monsters in the outer universe. And the third task is the most important. That is to help Bell regain his strength. I don't want to be a little brother. I want the young master to see my strength as a leader. I am through in gestio, acquire the other person's magic, and some of their intelligence, although it was before becoming a shadow soldier. The least efficient method used. But now, the king can't input magic into me. So this is the only option. Just eat something magical. Hearing that, I gave Bell an embarrassed look. Say so much, then you still have to go to the dungeon, right? Then let's get ready. But Bell has amnesia. My young master, don't worry. You must be a hunter to enter the dungeon. Young master, first go to the Hunter Association to determine the magic board. I thought for a moment. I am an awakened who can be upgraded. I don't know what level will come out. What if we get an S rating? But after the test, the mana value is only 46, and he was only a level 1 awakened. At this moment, my heart is extremely depressed. Seeing this, Bell quickly consoled. As far as I know, hunters are ranked according to their magic powers. The main improvement of the young master is strength points. So it was determined, etc. The level is much lower than your strength. So you don't need to be sad, young master. That being said, but whether it is shadow omnipotence or not, it's still a good grade. Can I protect the earth at a mere level? Also, it is difficult for a first level hunter to enter an attack team. Now can't even enter the dungeon. Then I suddenly remembered. Perhaps there is another significant other. Because there is a clear division of labor in raiding dungeons. It's the attack team that raids the dungeon. Behind them, it was the recovery team that recovered the corpse of the Warcraft. And then at the end is the mining dungeon, resource extraction team, and the recovery team and
the mining team accepts first-class hunters. That is to say, even if the young master is a first-level hunter, but you can still enter the dungeon. Soon I was on the mining team. And this was introduced by my old tar, Lin Taogen, but while I'm in full swing, Lin Taogen suddenly bowed to me. I'm so sorry about the Academy of Fine Arts in Sudant. I was the only awakened present. But I chose to run away out of fear. See, I just said awkwardly that it's all right, Mr. Lin. Aren't you also a level 1 awakened? And you're just following the rules, aren't you? Level 1 awakened like us. When you see a monster, you can only run for your life. Hear me is an episode. Lin Taogen questioned him on the spot. You said you were also a first level. Impossible, it's absolutely impossible. Because of Lintao County, I saw my battle with Warcraft before. Did I read it wrong? But Lin Taogen could only talk to himself. Level 1 can fight against monsters. You can save your life. This is already amazing. But just then, Belle suddenly jumped out. I guess you're right. The young master is amazing. When I saw Belle in Tunsha, I was stunned for a few seconds. But after reacting, he collapsed directly to the ground. How can there be a monster here? The atmosphere on the field is very awkward. Why did you come out suddenly? Van Ebel explained. The young master is now as weak as an ant larva. I have to follow you at all times to rest assured. Lin Taogen thought I was awakening a summoning series. You are really lucky. I forgot to tell you. My skill is running. I didn't think much of it, and he said something. No wonder you run so fast. Lin Taogen, who listened to this, was autistic on the spot. As expected of the young master, every word is killing. But then again, my first time outside of Shadow Dungeon. Other dungeons. The current attack team should be hunting monsters right ahead. This underground city is really poor. So far, I've found some wolf beasts. And wolf skin is worthless. Some corpses only occasionally have touchstones. So I can only bite the bullet. But don't be too disappointed. Maybe there will be a surprise later. While talking, the team members found out. Captain, come and take a look. This is obviously an ancient artistic conception. Everyone is very confused about this. Let's go out and ask for support first. But here's the weird thing. I didn't find any magical bee scenery. But why is there such a building? Maybe there will be some treasure here. Just found the middle. Missing a giant sword. No, I didn't expect there to be a treasure. And it's a weapon. It's really awesome. Although it is not cottoned out yet, but at a glance, it's all gone. You all get out of the way, let me try it. Saying that, he stepped forward and grabbed the big sword. But the moment he caught it, his expression suddenly became distorted. What the hell is going on here? Little did he know that at the moment, he thought. Open in the dark. Open countless yellow eyes. But soon he pulled out the cocoon. The teammate next to the storm also lost his breath. There doesn't seem to be any trap. But who would have thought, Wang Yong Jun suddenly became ferocious. Without saying a word, he cut the neck of his teammate. The teammates who saw this scene were dumbfounded on the spot. But Wang Yongjun's throat suddenly make a loud sound. Who dared to take the sword of the Fangtooth King without authorization? Then your end is only death. At the same time, the gathering team, what is this? Lin Juntao looked at the scene in front of him stupidly. I didn't expect the summoning beast. There are actually mining skills. Moreover, summon beasts can generally only summon 1 to 2 fingers. But this guy actually summoned 3. With the talking ghost, it's 4. Cheng Shuhao's power is a bit extraordinary. It's not as simple as it seems. And I also realized at this moment. The disadvantage is that the upper limit is only 3, and if you want to extract shadows, you have to have corpses. But for now, it's nice to have them do some manual labor. Belle, you are right. Shadow extraction is indeed a good skill. Belle, who heard this, looked innocent. You are a little too overqualified. Then again, didn't you enter the dungeon to upgrade? Hunter Association regulations. A level 1 hunter cannot enter a dungeon alone. After staying here for a while, go test it again and select enter. Do you remember the third task? Belle, that can be done here. And this is what happened to Belle. You mean help me regain my strength, right? Yes. Didn't you say that you can recover by eating magic things? Don't the magic stone fragments on the ground also have magic power? Mining or you can't help anyway. Why don't you just pick up the part and try it quietly? But just then, Belle's eyes suddenly glared at the old and young masters. I just felt the king's breath. I was shocked when I heard that. King, do you mean my father? But it was rejected by Belle on the spot. There is not only one person who is not a king. If it were our king, I will definitely regain my strength in an instant. At the same time, an anomaly was also found ahead. The breath of this beast is so strong. Look what's ahead. Looking up, it turned out to be a few pairs of red eyes. Oh no, there are monsters. Why did so many magical beasts suddenly appear here? Suddenly, everyone on the field panicked, seeing that everyone is about to die in the mouth of the monster. Luckily, I got my tattoo in time. Hurry up and run here and leave it to me. After everyone leaves, I activated my skill to investigate. Judging from the color of the name, it is the quality. That is to say, the Earth-level, mysterious flame beast that fought against in the Academy of Fine Arts. Almost. I should have no problem handling it myself. But only if it can't be discovered by others. But at this moment, Lin Taojin suddenly appeared to fix it. This time, I won't run away alone again. I will stay and fight with you. I glanced back at him. Then you help me when I'm in danger. Then let the green devil go to protect him. Then open the system prop bar. Weapons collected in Shadow Dungeon. At least it will be stronger than the dog head. And then he smashed the ground with his foot. One explosion shot towards the group of magical beasts. The arrow was directly stabbed into the mouth of the steel-toothed werewolf. Kill it directly on the spot. Seeing this scene, Lin Taojin was dumbfounded on the spot. How is that possible? And was. The three demon brothers watched in excitement. At this time, 3 words slowly came out of my mouth. Stand up and activate your skills. 2 more steel-toothed werewolves rushed over. Seeing this, Lin Taojin hurriedly reminded Zhao King. Little do you know, I've already discovered the intentions of the steel-toothed werewolf. It was directly hacked into the werewolf's mouth with one click. At the same time, the shadow extraction skill has been activated. The awakened shadow bites at the werewolf. Belle, who went up to see this scene, was very anxious. The young master is really amazing. Master so quickly. Use the shadow or powerful combat method. When young, I slowly explained. Extracting and summoning doesn't require mana. After the mana boosts, the ceiling on extraction increases again. Maybe we can even form an army. That being the case, then add another one. Stand up with a sound. A group. The black and blue fog slowly appeared in front of Lin Taojin. After the demon saw this scene, very low mood. The mouth can only make the sound of too. Master, are you going to give up on us? Then stand up again and again. More shadow werewolves appeared out of thin air. At this time, Lin Taojin had already been caught by the scene in front of him. Shot the next journey. Fix you. This shouldn't be your first level physical fitness. And there is also the ability to summon the corpse of a monster. I was also very embarrassed to see this scene. I was too excited just now. How can I explain it next? And that I am indeed myself. It was Lin Taojin who asked in confusion. Fix it, are you a cheater who deliberately hides your level? But just then, the system suddenly made a ding sound. Notify you of a new task. There are people around you who have the intention to kill you. Please kill the other party ASAP for medical insurance safety. Number of enemies to be killed. There is actually a task to kill the enemy. All the werewolves I can see have been killed by me. Or I immediately realized. There must be other enemies here. Just then, a black shadow suddenly walked over. Seeing this, Lin Taojin hurriedly walked over. Are you from the attack team? Great, we're finally saved. But I immediately knew something was wrong. Wait a minute. By the time Lin Juntao found out, it was too late. Because this man's attack has been smashed. Fortunately, I reacted immediately. This prevented tragedy from happening. What kind of hunter is this? When did it become popular for hunters to become monsters? Judging from the color of the name on the head, The redder the color, the more dangerous it is. I was thoroughly exposed to red at the Academy of Fine Arts. Great name. Logically speaking, I should run away with Lin Taojin now. But from Belle's mouth, this guy has the scent of a king. But the strength is different from the real king. And I'm no match for this guy right now. But who am I? The only son of the Shadow King Cheng Xiaoyu. So I can't back down. The system is an auxiliary device that helps me grow steadily. So he gave me this assignment. That means I have a chance. If you want to meet your parents soon, then I have to grow up quickly. So we had to beat this guy. Even after many unbearable vows. But I can't choose to escape. Because of the blood of my father that flows through me. Belle on the side reminded. This guy's proprioception. Just chop off the arm to separate him from the host. He can't move. Seeing this, I quickly controlled the shadow werewolf. It forms a siege. Just go up in one bite. He bit the cocoon of the mutant hunter. It turns out that shadow soldiers are spirits. As long as magic is injected, it can be restored. It can be hit, but found that the shadow werewolf was at a disadvantage. Belle on the side explained that of course. This is because, young master, you still have a lot of magic. At this time, the mutant hunter suddenly stopped his attack. Just an ant like you? Also delusional about using the power of the Shadow King. I also forced the smoke on the spot. You can still talk. But Belle on the side is not happy. Say it again. How dare you say that the blood of the Shadow King is from Laudi? The mutant hunter who heard this said did not show his direction. Bloodline of the Shadow King. I didn't expect to meet you here. Enemy of the Chanya King. Then get ready to go to hell. So I took a stone axe. That being the case, let's get to the bottom of it first. After all, fight directly with it. Ashamed of a red name. This level of confrontation is no problem. Saying that, he looked at me who was scattered around under his feet. Then I can only win with brightness. Suddenly, countless weapons changed. The alien hunter quickly stabbed. Belle, who saw this scene, was also dumbfounded on the spot. This is the innate ruler. Almighty talent. But the Green Devil's weapon can barely hold up. There's no defense against it. If you continue to procrastinate, makes the odds even smaller. To win, you have to kill with one hit. This is the mutant hunter continuing to speak. Are you going to keep running away like a coward? It seems that the Shadow King is just hiding in the shadow. The coward behind the soldier. Hearing this, I was instantly annoyed. How can you drag your parents into this? But even so, I don't have the courage to approach him either. If I could be stronger. I suddenly remembered what Belle said before. The reason why my seal is lifted. His strength never returned. Original, it was the power of my youth that I was sealed. What is restored now is the ability at that time. But if it can be fully restored, maybe even a tower to contend with. But that place is a dream and not reality. This will be a game. A test of my ability to take on both. But it had nothing to do with the success of the test. Physical progress disappears. Basically, it's a game. But the lighthouse experience was not without meaning. At this time, I also remembered the feeling and fighting spirit at that time. And remember how it felt. On the couch, I mainly use combat. But there is no such thing as metal gloves now. And the soldiers of the shadow are in a state of light body. Only enough magic can be restored. I almost forgot. Belle can't just follow. Does the heart want to change shape? So now, I will temporarily and use the shadow werewolf as my equipment. So he quickly launched the shadow extraction skill deformation. Shadow soldiers can be deformed at will. Now there is no problem in close combat. After having the blessing of metal trap equipment, it is clear that the battle at this time is not inferior. Seeing this anger, Belle was also dumbfounded on the spot. Oh my god, the young master actually turned the shadow soldier into a weapon. The Shadow King has long transcended the level. You've got to do whatever you want. The realm that controls all shadows. But the young master is just a novice who has just learned shadow omnipotence. But he realized the next level on his own. Show your wisdom in battle. And perfect control of the dominator. Almighty talent. It can also make the shadow omnipotent to promote blood circulation and activity. The young master is really a well-deserved prodigy. After a difficult battle, I finally completed my mission of killing the enemy. The level has also been raised as a result. The awakened is not dead either. And he was rescued by me. I also gained new battles through this battle. Then let me take a look at the rewards for this mission. Congratulations on getting the reward. If you start the Dazzling Wind exhibition, active release requires samurai, mana, swordsman, and wielding a whirlwind of power. Can attack multiple enemies simultaneously. This skill is the best reward I could ever hope for. And I seem to be born with this skill. Then try it with this big sword in front of you. But the consciousness of the Fang Fang King's great sword is very puzzled. I'm not reconciled. But he lost to the blood of the Shadow King. But the battle is not over yet. Human greed is limitless. Come on when you reach out and pick me up. I'm going to devour your whole body. But the moment I came into contact with the great sword, Big Sword immediately went crazy. Why is there no resistance to this person? I clearly inherited the almighty power of the Fangtooth King. There are humans I can't control. But I didn't know that the great sword still had consciousness. Then let's test the power of this sword first. Then as soon as the whirlwind chopped out. Although using it once will consume all magic. But I have to say it's quite powerful. At this moment, Lin Juntao suddenly woke up. What's wrong with me? Fix it and hear it. I responded with an embarrassed look and said goodbye. Let's go out first and talk later. You are taking care of him outside now. I'll go down and see if there are any survivors. Look at my back. Lin Juntao was confused and anxious, and it is also an awakened with summoning skills. Should be the bottom of the bottom. But why is Xu Hao so strong? Forget it doesn't matter. But here's the thing. These people in front of you, but they were all saved by Xu Hao alone. At the same time, I've come to the ground again. After killing a few monsters. My rank has also been raised. There are a lot of monsters in there. This experience cannot be wasted. But what puzzles me a lot is the big sword. Why did your attack power suddenly weaken? The classical sword was obviously a little angry. My weapon as the Fangtooth King. Why should I cooperate with your shadow? Bloodline of the king. Bell on the side angrily knocked on the gym. You are too despicable. Do you think you are strong? Look down on our young master. Didn't you also be defeated by our young master? Listening to the conversation between the two, I looked helpless. A talking worm and a talking sword. It's messy enough. But just then, suddenly found out what's going on here. There seems to be an awakened in there. But then it turned out that these people were all dead. The big sword on the side made a cold pit sound. Invaders who step into this place. Only a dead end. It is my duty to protect the Fang Fang King's victory. And when I heard that, I grabbed it in my hand. Inserted into the ground without saying a word. You are so noisy. But the next second, I was surprised to find I can actually extract these awakeners. The shadow of the corpse. This is what Bell explained on the side. As long as it is a corpse, no matter what type of life form, your almighty can turn it into a shadow. I slowly stretched out my right hand. Did not choose to extract their shadows. Instead, he picked up the two corpses and walked outside. If the awakened die, continue to fight. Isn't that a punishment for them? Bell, you said, this is the king's sanctuary, right? So, what happened to the king who was killed by his father? Does this have anything to do with it, Ali? Wenyan Bell slowly explained. Yutalin is a modern enemy of the main army. The kings are former enemies of the main army. You can understand it this way. There are 9 kings in total. The main army is just one of them. The father of the young master, Cheng Xiaoyu, is the king of the undead, Shadow King. And then there's the pressure. Fangtooth Monarch, king of insects, Plague Monarch, king of the demon, King Kong, Demon King, Monarch, king of giants, Taizu Monarch, the current king, Cold monarch. Demon king. Change of monarch. Finally, there is the king of glory. Destroy the monarch. The 9 kings all had the power of imagination. But the other 8 kings died at the hands of the Lord, including the owner of the great sword, the fang-toothed Lord. Hearing the words, Big Sword said angrily, if it wasn't for my strength to weaken, I will definitely tear you to pieces. But I have a look of disdain. Because I don't understand. Dad killed the fang-toothed king to defend the earth. And you are also protecting his sanctuary. To kill so many people. You are all just trying to protect yourself. The real thing. That's why I made that choice, right? But now it's because of blood. So you treat me as an enemy. You said it was your mission to protect this place. You even, Dad, who can't even beat the Fang Fang King, becomes the enemy. Aren't you stupid? Because the invaders of the universe. I can't even see my parents. As long as this goal can be achieved, I don't care who I work with. If Biddlin invades Earth, I'm sure you won't be at peace here either. If you help me, I can also help you protect this place. And do you want to think about it now? How about working with the blood of the Shadow Lord? Shadow and Fangs cooperate in unison. That would make everyone happy, wouldn't it? At the same time, Lin Juntao. Did you know what happened in the dungeon yesterday? Hurry up and talk to your buddies. Lin Taojin thought awkwardly. Even if he is a level 1. As long as his strength is recognized. So will the opportunities for practice become better? It also happens to be a good opportunity to repair the friendship. And pretty soon it went viral on the internet. The body of a first-level hunter rescues the hunters in the dungeon. First-level hunter to save. The heroic deeds of a man who bravely pounced on the monster. And interviews with the survivors who were rescued. Zhuanwu Trade Union 2nd Management Division. We should hire some porters. The recycling team is also clamoring to expand its staff. We need to recruit a few more first-level hunters. I'll send you a candidate. What do you think? Fight against monsters in underground dungeons. Let the mining team evacuate. Rescue the hunter from the dungeon. As soon as this statement comes instantly master a level 1 hunter in the office. How is that possible? But Ri Young Ho just smiled. If a large company like us will recruit him, there will definitely be a lot of hype. Just a first-level hero. How about I contact him right now? Did Hunter Cheng Shu Hao give you an answer? I guess he was very excited when he received the invitation. Whoever thought of an assistant but looked confused? He refused. How is that possible? He rejected our Zhuanwu Guild. A first-class Kenyao rejected a large union like ours. What a joke. The Wenyan assistant explained. He said he didn't want to join. I guess he will contact us again when you figure it out. He should understand soon. It's hard to be in the Hunter Relay group without joining a union. In fact, it is not only the Zhuanwu Guild. Many other unions are inviting me to join. But they all invited me to be a recycler. Or pick clothes. But here's the weird thing. Why is so many people contacting me? Once you join a union, it is not conducive to the growth of the upgrade system. So there's no need to join. But then again, let's talk about cooperation. But the big ones are still unmoved. How could you say such ridiculous things so easily? But if Shadow and Fangs can be friends, rather than the enemy, that's not impossible. But I have one condition. Just listen to the big sword is not tight. Say slowly. Take me to imprison the king's other saint. And then I heard from Bell. The holy jade of the king of Jianshanya is for him. No matter how far away he can find it. But then the great sword said. He can feel it. The entrance to this holy jade has disappeared. This is what you humans call a dungeon. Shiko, Wenyan, I just understood. Then this sanctuary becomes a she dungeon. That is, an uncontrolled portal. What happened was feared to be abandoned after being occupied by Warcraft. Before I left, I sent this message to my uncle. After packing up, he was ready to get up and head to the sanctuary. But when you arrive at your destination, you are confused on the spot. It's a bit tricky here. Because this is the Hunter Guild Shu land. It is illegal to trespass in private areas. And this union called the Hounds It's made up of people who've been through the underworld. So the people inside are rough. And Belle was complaining. We shouldn't have listened to this loser. It should be upgraded to become stronger. But in the next second, Belle's expression was very puzzled. What are you going to do, young master? I smiled at the smoke. Nothing. Just getting ready to go in. I have a lot of options with these surveillance. After saying that, gather the strength in the fist. Then one punch smashed the camera. So there shouldn't be any evidence left. As soon as I came in, I found a large area of southern fog. Could it be that? Is this how all she dungeons are? Belle on the side quickly explained. This blue mist is the magic of the universe. Someone forcibly broke the dimensional wall. Cracked the world. Therefore, the sanctuary also entered the dimensional gap. Then it was connected to the earth. The bastards of the outer universe want to play superstars in the dimension. Terror then sends their army into. The stronger the magic, the greater the impact of dimensional movement. Smell the smoke and I smile. Anyway, those awesome guys shouldn't be here so soon. Then you have to hurry up and upgrade. Seeing the horde of monsters, they rushed over. Then the ship began to shake violently. I should show my true self in front of you. Positive strength. I really don't care what's going on. I will not use you as a weapon. Because I've already figured out how to fight Farmer. Give up. A newspaper office rushed towards the group of Warcraft. The core is the fighting method used in the novice tutorial. Then use the all-round assistance of the Dominator to medium and long distances. Quick rotation of weapons caught them off guard. And then suddenly, I waving my hand. And most importantly, that is to collect equipment by extracting shadows. This is my new battle. Even Belle was taken aback. Young master, you are too handsome. Saying this, the great sword couldn't help but praise. Could it be that this is the power of the Shadow King's bloodline? The more opponents, the longer the battle. He will become stronger through the undead. Therefore, the battle between Great Sword and Cheng Shu Hao is destined to be lost. When my intelligence points increase. Shadow soldiers that can be controlled. The number has also become 5. But in this case, Belle suddenly missed a deal. Try thousands of refrigerators with the Great King. Not worth it at all. But before he could finish speaking, he was punched by me. Belle, shut up. Under the lead airship of large items. Soon we arrived at our destination. The following is the teleportation hole leading to the sanctuary before. But it's midnight, and there are still people below. These people are really hard-working. But, why stay here so late? Wouldn't it be better to hunt monsters during the day? But just then, an armored vehicle suddenly drove in outside the door. But when I looked behind the scenes, I was dumbfounded on the spot. And those who got out were non-exterminators. Little girl, stop screaming. Just serve the uncles well in the evening. So I whispered to Doble. We're looking at the kidnapping scene, right? Yes, young master. But now we are trespassing. To avoid complications, I suggest you leave this matter alone. If someone finds out. But before I could finish speaking, I disappeared without a trace. Belle, who saw this scene, was also stunned on the spot. Young master, where is this guy going? Because my father is a detective in the major crime squad. Grandpa was an outstanding firefighter. Under the influence of twice as many people, and thoroughly, inherited their kind. The habit of taking action when you see injustice. Therefore, I, Cheng Shu Hao, will never be dissatisfied with this. Saying that, he kicked in his sleep. The head of the awakened. The shadow warriors who saw this scene. Also quite confused. Master, this is too fierce. And the hunters whose hounds collapsed were also exposed on the spot. Who are you? How did you get in? That's when I realized, oops. I seemed a little impulsive just now. It is illegal to trespass in other union areas. What can we do now? But I quickly came up with a solution. As he spoke, he put on a mask that he had transformed into. How dare you openly kidnap Lacorn? You Hound Guild are so bold. But the Hound Guild asked him back, boy. I think you are the bold one. Not only trespassing in other people's areas, but also daring to attack me. Are you tired of living? This is the head of the Big Bone Ash. Guys, go up and kill him for me. but my current strength easily dodge their efforts. The average member of the Hound Guild is at the prefecture level. Just in case, it's better to use less force. Soon, several people were knocked down by me on the spot. Even Belle has a face. Unknowability. Young Master is too strong now. Even Earth-level executives can be easily defeated. It's too easy to win. Pretty soon, the members of the Hounds Guild were tied together. When he saw that Belle came up to flatter, he couldn't stop slapping. Young Master, your handling is too clean. The rescued people also rushed to the market. Are you a hunter with the Hunter Association? Thank you for your help. After sending everyone away, I was puzzled. Why would someone from the Hound Guild kidnap someone? The large item in classical Chinese indicates that he feels it. That's why I'm here. But when I opened the warehouse door, I was dumbfounded. Is this a place to lock people up? Belle also ate all night. Could this faint breath be? Let me look into the cell. And inside was a dog that was gasping and crying. I'm very confused about this. Why are these people locking up their dogs? What is the Hound Guild up to? The big ship suddenly said in my ear. He's not a dog. This little wolf is descended from the King of Beasts, the Fangtooth King. After the Fangtooth Lord was defeated by your father, he gave his descendants a guide before he died, and let them all hide in the sanctuary. Because he believes that as long as the bloodline continues, you will be able to create another King of Fangs. But let's be honest. I don't expect to give birth to another Fangtooth King. I just hope his bloodline continues. And I learned it from the wolf pup. I felt the faint breath of Fang's king. But he's very weak now. If you continue, your life will be in danger. What's next for this little guy? The Taoist conundrum. But just as I was lost in thought, a black shadow suddenly appeared behind him. All the characters outside were knocked down by me just now. Why did you suddenly find that there is still a fish pond waiting? I opened my eyes and took a closer look. What kind of fish island is this? This is clearly a powerful magical beast. At this time, the big thing on the side suddenly opened Brokey. So you're still alive? He's the guard of the little boy I told you before. Wenyun Brokey responded, long time, no see, big sword. So you are still alive? This is the trembling blade quality of the great sword, asked Brokey. Have you forgotten your mission? Is that how you came to protect him? Hearing this, the tribal machine snorted coldly. How could it be? Then he rushed towards me. Human, how dare you touch my things? Saying this, I can't handle it well. This guy is so fast. Doesn't make me react at all. Giant wolf claws stabbed. Suddenly, there was a violent explosion on the field. Sword Belle hurriedly exclaimed, Young Master, be careful. After the smoke clears. I was actually kicked out of the warehouse. This Brokey attack is really too strong. This is the most painful beating I've been hit in recent times. Belle, stop shouting. If I shout again, my head will be buzzing. But also because the ability to fight has been improved. Defense is also increased from 20% to 40%. This is the young master that Belle suddenly reminded, I know. I just found a faint breath. I can now determine what that is. It's a tower. He has the scent of a tower. At this moment, the great sword suddenly blocked in front of Brokey. You know, what are you doing to the descendants of the king? Brokey said, I know very well. But you know I lost my sanctuary. How to maintain these forces? Large items in classical Chinese indicate that I don't know. Winner is king. The loser is the aggressor. The survival of the weak depends entirely on the mood of the strong. The weak provide nourishment for the strong. This is the ancient and unchanging law of nature, although he has many. But it's also the bloodline of the Fangtooth King. It can be said to be my best poverty alleviation, so I do it periodically. Drink the blood of the king's blood. Big sword, you are dead today. Rely on other people to exert their power. What right do you have to point fingers at me here? The king is dead. Is the best evidence that he is weak. The one who survives is the real strong one. Only I am eligible to inherit the power of the Fangtooth King. As he spoke, he was about to attack the great sword. But at this moment, an arrow suddenly flashed. And the little wolf is also protected by Belle. I only heard light and wolf teeth after a few moves. Even Brocky was in a daze for a moment. Only then did I realize that I had blocked his attack with my great sword. Hit, and then I slowly said, Brocky, you've had enough, and the sword seems to be angry. I'll let you witness it next. The first collaboration between the Shadow King and the Fangtooth King. Edelin, I finally found a clue about my dad. Brocky, who heard this, was also blind on the spot. Human deworming, you're pissing me off. You're dead today. But at this moment, the system sent another urgent task. Kill Brokey the Hound for safety. I didn't back down from the mighty Brocky either. No wonder it's called the Hound Guild. It's strange how Warcraft formed a union. And they kidnap people through the unions. Is this all about the Italians? This is the unionist behind Brocky calling for help. Mr. Brocky, can you relax for us first? The guy in front of you is very difficult to deal with. Let us help you too. Hearing Brooke, I just looked back at a few people with disdain. Then he opened his mouth without saying a word. He bit them on the head. All I heard was a groan. A couple of Hound Guild lackeys. I got the box lunch in an instant. I was also shocked to see this scene. This guy is so cruel that he eats his own people. Brocky, slowly continue to talk about dealing with such a small person. I still need your help. People who can't figure it out still eat garlic. I can't stand seeing this purpose. Without saying a word, he hacked it at first sight. But Brocky held the elder sister with just one hand. But my personality doesn't allow me to back down in the slightest. Damn Brocky. That's why you killed him? But Brocky still didn't care. The life and death of the weak are in the hands of the strong. The strong do what they want. Do you need any reason? But I don't agree with pineapple chicken. Then another arrow slashed through. But Brocky is also too fast. Turned into several doppelgangers and repelled my attack. Then Brocky crushed the ground with one foot. A newspaper came at me. I didn't panic at all. A whirlwind slash was returned. And Brocky just stretched his Vorfell bow. It easily blocked my attack. They even marked me for getting rid of forms. Is that all you got? Fairy 2, the king's name will be destroyed in your hands. Little did I know that I took advantage of the moment when he was distracted. A sneak attack stabbed him in the back. Brooke, you underestimate me too much. The battle has just begun. After saying that, the wiggling fitness started to spin like crazy. At this time, the angry big sword also asked Brocky girl, why is this happening? I once swore to be faithful to the Fangtooth King. Have you forgotten your mission? The classical tribal machine suddenly thought of the past. Worship the king. I think you've got it wrong. At that time, I just submitted to the king. A mighty force. I won't live that weak life again. You'd better worrying about yourself. Stinky deworming. And he launched a clever attack on me. And directly broke the body of the great sword. And I was mortally wounded. It hurts so much that the bones in my body are falling apart. But the thought of being somewhere I can't see. Busy fighting, even in the face of great difficulties. I can't give up either. When I think of my father, my whole body is instantly filled with strength. Before seeing my parents. No one can bring me down. Saying, one punch directly froze through Brocky's body. The young master of Bell Golden who lunge on the side of the strong. But at this moment, the great sword also flashed in an instant. The power in the broken sword is taking shape. Is it going to disappear like this? The survival of coyotes and the future of fangs. I didn't expect to hand it over to Cheng Xiu Hao alone. I still want to continue to fight. But just as broken sword was about to disappear his consciousness to the extreme, the little wolf on the side suddenly hummed. He rushed over with a hum. Seeing this scene, Bell also instantly understood me. I see. He was moved by Cheng Xiu Hao's persistent fighting spirit. At this time, the great sword is only a trace of its life left. I thought of the last thing I could do. Is to use all the power I've left. Leave nothing to the king's queen. After the little wolf absorbed the power of the broken sword. Towards the sky is a whine. And the battle on my side is obviously different. Brocky blew it out again. But I wasn't discouraged. The whole person was gasping for air. And stood up again with all his strength. And only 21 days left. I thought I had made a lot of progress. You can meet a powerful monster like Brocky. I had no chance of winning. Can I really beat him? But Brocky didn't give me a chance to breathe. A newspaper just bit me. At this critical juncture, the valve suddenly flew out, bite Brocky's body in one bite. Seeing this purpose, I am confused. What's going on here? But when I saw the mark on Brocky, and the black wounds on his body, it wasn't until then that I realized it. Turns out this little guy was trying to help me, and kept yelling at Brocky. At this time, the system also sent a prompt. Fang's descendants pay tribute to player's fighting spirit. Do you agree to let the offspring of Fangs become foxes? Descendants of Fangs. Is this guy the kitten just now? This is Brooke reflecting. You are a descendant of the Fangtooth Lord. You won't be. Absorb the magic of that guy with the big sword. That's when I realized it. That is to say, the great sword sacrifices himself. Gives magic to Xiaolang. Anyway, I was going to cooperate with Fangs before. So there is no reason to refuse at all. Congratulations. The offspring of the Fangs have become your fire. But the moment I received the system prompt, something seemed to have entered my consciousness. I saw Brocky say to the young wolf, the Fangtooth King lost. He lost completely to the Code Lord. It's a jungle-eating world. We have a lot to lose as losers. For the Fangs to make a comeback. Little guy, you must become stronger. As he spoke, he touched the wolves for it intimately. You must not live up to your father's expectations of you. Then the unbearable memories continue to come. I see, bro. G knelt down in front of several humans in horror. The little wolf followed tremblingly behind. Brocky asked who you were. Why don't you kill me? The woman who could be the head gently picked up Si Wong. This monster looks useful. And that's perfectly enough. Then choose him. As he spoke, he took out a yellow gold jewelry and slowly approached Brocky's eyes. Seeing this, the little wolf cried in a hurry. But I can only watch from the sidelines. Then the woman went on to say that the hound is illogical. Your mission from now on is to capture humans alive. Dedicate the spar I just planted in your eye. It can strengthen your strength and help. Of course, your mileage may vary. See, this little wolf tears can't stop flowing. But this Brocky blackened. He can be full of that twisted desire sometimes. And that's when I realized, bro. The painful experience of Key and the little wolf implant a crystal in Brocky's eye. Stone's bad guys. Are they directly related to the Italians? Or the culprit of this Earth event? Original, the wolf didn't want revenge on Brocky before. His goal is to stop Brocky, who is out of control. If this has anything to do with the plans of the bad guys, then I must defeat Procy. But I can't do it with my current strength alone. But just then, the system sent a new mission, the descendant of the king. Please find the descendants of the king and make them your partners. Become a partner king. Next generation 1 system should be bound to the offspring of Fangs. Trigger the Fetter skill. The next second, I was filled with endless power. Just a bang. Where the little wolf and I are, the play starts. Violent explosion. Z. Bell exclaimed that he was different from the king. A strange change took place in the young master. But just then, Brocky suddenly stepped on the ground. Although I don't know what happened between you, but I will never let you succeed. After saying that, he jumped at me directly. Suddenly, a violent shockwave suddenly blasted out. After the smoke clears, Brocky just found out. A pair of slender hands rested on him. And the hair is snow white? It turned out that it was me and the little wolf because of the restraint. New skills triggered by tripping. Fetter skill beast possession. Let the offspring of Fangs possess and strengthen their strength. We'll have a harbor as developed as a beast. Brocky Array also reflected. Could it be that the offspring of the Fangs were absorbed? Then I can't keep you. But now the reaction speed is extremely fast. A random flash. Just dodged Brocky's attack. You can feel things, your senses are more sensitive. And the best holes to avoid danger in advance. Cave and Brocky. You can also do it with ease in combat. And Brocky felt the change in me. How is that possible? Is this still the little kid from just now? I must not lose. If you lose, say nothing. Blow. He attacked me even harder. And I'm able to do that pretty easily now. Belle also noticed a change in me. The magic power on the young master has increased. Against the feeble Brocky brain. I don't know what you're up to. But it is absolutely impossible for me to lose to humans. After all, what determines strength is matter. Therefore, you are doomed to lose. You can only blame yourself for being a low-level human. Die, humble bug. Little did he know that in his battle, I have learned a new fighting technique. Adds 33% damage to skill attacks. And it doesn't cost mana. For Brocky's remarks, even Belle is innocent. Dare to mention species differences in front of the young master. Who can compare to the shadow standing at the peak? The blood of the king is more noble. Brocky was shocked on the spot when he heard this. You mean he's a descendant of the Shadow King? But he knew it too late. With all my might, Brocky was blasted into the ground by me on the spot. And my body started to change. The hair returned to black in an instant. I'm exhausted. I can only keep gasping for breath. The little Volve has also become a grey disease. He slowly walked towards Brocky. But Brocky's mouth is still stumped. I want to become stronger. I must become stronger. But as the little Volve flicked Brocky's head, the astonishment in Brocky's eyes suddenly shattered. Oh, I remember now. The reason why I must become strong. Then he remembered the instructions of the King of Supervision and Suppression before his death. King 2. I'm so useless. I failed to protect you. But before he could finish speaking, he lost movement. The little Volve wailed into the air and ended. Brocky is dead. The little Volve is lost on the side with his head bowed, looking at Brocky's body quietly. And I said to Belle, who was standing there, you remember what you said earlier? I felt the Talon from Brocky. Breath, right? I saw his memory in the Volve part before. Fragment, a hunter has entered Brocky's dungeon and embedded some kind of crystal in his eyes. Are they the same people? So why did they attack Brocky? Hearing the words, Belle responded that they should not be a Talon. The provinces don't get famous themselves. They all intervened in Britain through the apostles. But their actions are definitely related to the invasion of Earth. This means that a Talon is already on Earth. If only there were more clues. If a Talon's lying, it's not good if the cable breaks here. Belle says he has a solution. Brocky must have memories of a Talon. If I eat his body, you can see his previous memories. And it restores my magic. Isn't this killing two birds with one stone? Hearing this, I was stunned on the spot. You still have this kind of heaven-defying ability. But when I saw the little queen's face lost, Brocky's death hit him hard. And the little guy was really upset. So I crouched down next to him and motioned that he could come with me. I want to take you to a place. The little Volve thought for a moment. And I also quietly waited for his response. Suddenly, the little Volve flicked my face. So he agreed. So I immediately took out the shadow. The key to the dungeon. Belle, then I'm counting on you. Then we enter the shadow dungeon again. Belle wondered why he didn't go home and smell the smoke. I smiled. I'm going to arrange a place for the little guy here. Anyway, it has joined forces with Fangs. At this time, the system suddenly sent a prompt. It turned out that the little Volve wanted me to give him a name. I have no hesitation, just named him Zihua based on the hair. And Belle was pouting. Sure enough, it is similar to the naming level of the king. Hearing the name Zihua, the little Volve immediately roared. Partner trust. Respect. From now on, this forest will be your face. And I also became small. Master of Ash, I don't know, little grey. What does this guy normally eat? He is the blood of the fangs. So it's very likely to eat life forms or grind hands. That's just really, really great. There are still many magical beasts that have not been dealt with in time. It can just be handed over to Shall We to deal with. Here Warcraft. Z who he roared excitedly on the spot. Bite on the green troll without saying a word. And bite off his throat on the spot. I didn't expect Z Huey's movements to be so neat. Then let Shall We play to the fullest. And it's inexplicably over. Became a Wolf Slayer's mission. Isn't Brocky a hound? But Belle's amnesia, I'm not torn. The important thing is the task of finding the descendants of the king. The monarch system does not have such a task. I heard about the upgrade system for the young master. It is a system improved by the king. Remove the original villains from the system. The goal of the system at that time was to force. Let the king grow personally. Make him a puppet of the Shadow King. It contains the designer's plan. Once this goal is achieved, the souls of the city and the king will be destroyed. But the king by his own strength, contrary to the purpose of the system, and made himself the Shadow King. A great existence that doesn't require an upgrade. In classical Chinese, I said without doubt, then the goal of my system. Does it also make me the Shadow King? Belle says no. There is only one Shadow King in the world. The system will follow the direction of the young master's field party. Play a yearning meeting. If a new function appears, he must be helpful to the young master. Hear this. One immediately turned on my state. Listen to what Belle has to say. I seem to understand why my career remains. Life. He must have been chased by the mysterious flame beast. Now the value has gone up a lot. There are so many versatile skills already. But I'm still weak. Like this time, if there is no fetter skill with Shall We. Probably won't beat Brocky either. Forget it, let's finish the task first. Maybe you can see your parents after completing the mission. Oh, by the way, Belle, you are in Brocky's memory. Isn't there a clue about the Italians? Belle said I also saw that memory. The Italian that brainwashed Brocky. Has nothing to do with this. Speaking of which, Belton paused, but I saw that someone gave Bro. He founded the Hound Union. Recover the memories of the abductees. The name of the guild is Grim Reaper. Just investigate this union carefully. Surely more extant Italian can be found. Forest Turtle, what are you looking for me for? Didn't you go to Southeast Asia to support? Don't change the subject with me here. Li Wencheng, is this hound in sudden your handle? I've traced your money deal with the Hound Guild. The association will hold you accountable sooner or later. Even if the law can't punish you then. The president of the association is not a vegetarian. You better clean up the mess before I come back. Then he hung up the phone. It used to be just my driver. Now that you become an S-Class, you will be defiant. Thinking of this, he smashed the coffee table directly. Defeat Brokey, the guy who destroyed the Hound crash. Survivors also only provide poor information. Just a young hunter in a black mask. No need to spend. Time is for those who cannot be found. Now the main thing is this. As he spoke, he took out a silver bead. Hunter awakens annoyed. As long as this project is successful, no one will look down on me. At the same time, Little Grey is hunting Warcraft. Belle reminds him that you are doing well now. More in the future. Strive to improve yourself. This is also good to assist the young master, but then also surprised to find. Little Grey's cry turned into Little Red. Fortunately, it has adapted well, and his experience points can be transferred to me. Although only half the experience. But it's also good for me. I didn't expect this function to be available in the system. But it seems that I got rich with experience with my father at that time. It's like the experience sharing teaming mechanism in games. Whatever. Shall we continue to hunt monsters? Then I opened the status window again. New quest triggered by hunting a certain number of Warcraft. It turned out to be daily. Clean up the Warcraft quest in Shadow Dungeon. What the hell is this mission? Let me catch the Green Devil. However, this daily task. Will you be rewarded every day? Belle said, the system has completely turned this place into the domain of the young master. Let's find 100 green devils in such a big place. Then I remember the backpack I was wearing. There happens to be one, the foot used by the deputy chief to summon his men. This is the item obtained the last time I caught the demon. After use, you can summon nearby green devils. Soon there will be the footsteps of several green devils. And it rushed towards me as soon as possible. The current situation, I just smiled slightly, as I expected. I should also move my muscles. Therefore, the power is concentrated in the right hand. Without saying a word, he attacked the demon group newspaper office. Alert kills dozens of green devils in one hit. Now the green goblin. It's no longer challenging for me. But if you want to catch a lot of green devils, I can only continue to use the function of the horn enemy. Looking at the corpses of green devils all over the ground, I stood up with a wave of my hand. Plus, with Zihua to assist. Pretty soon, the task of cleaning up the shadow dungeon will be completed. And Zihu is also tired. He fell to the ground out of breath. But I always feel that the task statistics are a bit strange. Obviously, the conditions have been met, but still counting. Could it be that if the task data is still being counted, it means there are other hidden missions? Take this opportunity to try and get the ultimate code. Soon the system sent a new task. Zihua, who had a sharp eye, was also killed on the spot. It's not over yet. Finally got the reward after some hunting. Reward 1, Recovery. The second is the ability value integral +3. The third is to bless random incense. Fourth, curse random incense. So I open the recovery state without hesitation. This reward, save it for use when injured. Might be a coup. And she accepted a second reward. The higher the level, the harder it is to get points. Daily tasks can make me stronger every day. But the next reward is to choose one of the two. Please choose one of the random boxes. So I thought for a moment. The items I want are not necessarily what I need. Items I need may also be items I don't want. The range of items you want is too large. I need so many things right now. Just choose the curse and set it randomly. Congratulations on receiving the Item Vulcan Award. It's a pair of gloves. Gold made from the feet of the greedy demon Tinder. Gloves contain the almighty power of Vulcan. Can increase attack power. Destructive desire, adds 30% physical damage. The more souls a demon predator preys on, Vulcan's omnipotence is stronger. I can't keep stealing weapons with your soldiers. These gloves are just right for us now. And add 30% physical damage. The more demons you kill, the higher the number may be. Gloves are a bit heavy to wear. Looks like ability points have to be added to strength. Then you can hunt demons to upgrade weapons. But then the status of the partner changed. Gray's trust changed from respect to fear. Belle, who was on the side, quickly explained. Small Gray, not the inexhaustible shadow soldier. Let him rest for a day. In classical Chinese, I mean what you said is also correct. Then out of the shadows. A union associated with the Dungeon and Hound Guild. The Grim Reaper Guild. I also happen to take advantage of this time to investigate. As I consider where to start so far. A text message for help from the teaching assistant suddenly came from the mobile phone. Zhu Hao, please help me. It turns out that he's going to the dungeon today. But the recyclers are all lost. I had no choice but to find me. And he handed me his uniform. Because recyclers are more dangerous than miners. As long as the miner after the hunt is over. It's safe to mine at the end of the dungeon. But recyclers want to recover the monsters hunted by the attack team. So stay close behind the attack team. Therefore, be prepared to be attacked by monsters at any time. And it is possible to be trapped by a monster, stings or scales on the corpse. You have to wear protective clothing. That's when the attack team came over. Ask what's going on the spot. Why is the recycling team just the two of you? When Yan and Lin Taogen awkwardly expressed their apologies, we were supposed to come. But the other recyclers are lost. When Yin attacked the captain and said you were so irresponsible. You know, just admission. How much is the coupon given to the Guild of Death? If it delays our hunting of monsters, I will officially report you to the association. So that you can never be recyclers again. Seeing this scene, Lin Juntao immediately whispered, "Fix it. Use your summoning spell to give them some color to see." Seeing this, I first checked the level of a few people. For DL Evil Magic Series people. 5 DL Evil Combat Series players. There is also a C level healer. The man who spoke just now seems to be a healer. Also, the captain of the attack team. Random items based on the curse received. And the demon-eating weapon, the feet of the fire guard. And I just received Lin Juntao's request. Where I came from, or owned by the Guild of Death. Corpse Well Dungeon. If all this is not accidental, then it is safe to say, here, something dangerous can happen anytime. Everyone who entered the dungeon just lit torches. I found a few lizards and monsters in front of me, and stared at the crowd. The captain of the attack team quickly reminded, "The recovery team is understaffed. You have to follow us and move quickly. And the reason why there are demon-shaped magic hands here, all because of the curse. The reason why the random setting gave me the feet of the fire guard. But the Taoist priest can learn the way hunters fight in teams. Take advantage of this opportunity to learn more. How do hunters cooperate in combat? After completing the daily task, there are a lot of green devils, the corpses of Stevens and Centurions. After the increase in intelligence points, the number of shadow soldiers that can be controlled has become 7. And the attack team? The monsters are almost killed. So the captain suggested to take a break first. But thinking about being recycled this time slowed down the festival. Play just when he turned around and wanted to urge the progress. But the next second, his eyes widened in surprise. How did that happen? Why are there so many summoning hands? These are all summoned by your summoning spell. It's incredible. And he grabbed my hand. I cordially invite you here. Please be the exclusive recycler of our attack team. But I refused without even thinking. But the captain is still unwilling to give up, and expressed their willingness to offer the highest annual salary in the industry. But just then, Lin Taojian reported, "We found the bodies of ordinary humans. Judging from the clothes and accessories, it should be Ming Ping Ming. But here's the puzzle. I've never heard of fire-breathing monsters here." But I reflected it right away. This should be the mysterious flame hand. It was the Academy of Fine Arts, the mysterious flaming hand that appeared. And not just one. Others discovered many more flame hands one after another. So I quickly suggested to Captain Sun, "Let's report to the Hunter Association first." Captain Sun also thinks things are very strange. From the dress. Either way, they are ordinary people, not hunters. Their team members are also DC class awakened. So there won't be any problem. Let's just keep going. Exactly as I expected. This situation has to go forward. So I quickly motioned everyone to wait first. Mysterious flame veterinary medicine is far more dangerous than imagined. But he was immediately accused by Captain Sun. "I'm the captain, it's up to me. Just follow up after you clean up here." Unfortunately, I can only look at Lin Taojian. When he met the mysterious flame beast, he quickly ran away. Because I can feel it in my heart. In the net, something dangerous could happen. Meanwhile, the other side. A large number of ordinary people are suffering from blue charge of flames. Not enough firepower, Dick. How is the problem of firewood supply solved? I heard that there is a problem with the supply side. So the supply is less stable. Looks like the guy has to come up with a new supply plan. It is provided to us. There's a problem with firewood's hound. If it continues like this, the output of new powder may be higher than that of other factories. But he stopped halfway through. Not good, there is movement above. Is there a hunter coming? Just enough to solve our urgent needs. Go on, brothers. Here comes the sacrifice. The Lord summons the third child of the same clan. Remember to capture it alive, you know? In the meantime, look at the assault team. What a great harvest today. Continuing the hunt was the right decision. Recyclers are awesome today too. Do you want to use something you've been reluctant to use? As he spoke, he took out a spherical object from his pocket. Have you heard of the new fans? That's not a mana boost that's popular with hunters. Strong agent, I heard it's hard to buy. I didn't expect you to hide it. Although it only lasts for a week. But I heard that people with lower grades use it. It can even raise a level. Eat it and I'll have seal level and above magic. Little did he know that he had been targeted by the previous group of magical beasts. Without any reaction, the magical beast attacked Captain Sun. And Captain Sun hasn't found out yet. All I heard was a shua. The Warcraft held a knife against Captain Sun's neck. Immediately, until it spits out a mouth full of black blood. The new powder in his hand suddenly fell to the ground. See, the attacker on the side hurriedly exclaimed, "Captain, are you all right?" But Warcraft was the first to answer, "Don't worry. The back of the knife can't die in classical Chinese." The captain breathed a sigh of relief. Talking Warcraft. The enemy anyway. Don't let your guard down. But as soon as the voice fell, he was hit hard by the magic beast. Then Warcraft countered with the tip of the knife. A party of 10. It looks a bit tricky. Then he took out a new piece of powder from his body. Powerful hunters kill without mercy. Seeing this, the angry attacker was dumbfounded on the spot. How is that possible? Warcraft can actually eat new powder. But the monster swallowed it without saying a word. Correct answer. Captain Sun also made a decision at the first time. We have to kill it before it takes effect. After saying that, he launched an attack on the magic beast. But only one round. The weaker players were beaten to pieces. Power, then a yellow flame appeared. Seeing this, the other attack team screamed. What's going on? It's flames, I can't see anything. Help, it's a monster. But with a crack on the blade. In an instant, a few people with strong strength were killed on the spot. And the magic beast slowly spit out a few words from its mouth. Firewood Falls. This is a new task that the system has also set me. Rescue survivors. There are humans captured by demons nearby. Please rescue as many of them as possible. Rewards will also vary depending on the number of people rescued. The current number of survivors is 7. The number of survivors rescued is sensitive. And as soon as I saw the mission, I took a breath of oxygen. There are demons here. Later, it was learned from the task bet ejected from the system. There seems to be a demon kidnapping humans nearby. The more hostages the mission requires to be rescued, higher the reward. And these people are about to be in danger. So he hurriedly reminded Lindau County. You'd better leave the dungeon quickly. Something must have happened to the attack team ahead. Mick Meng Meng will lead you to the entrance. But Lin Taojun was very confused and helpless. He pondered for a moment before making the decision to leave. Anyway, he thinks it's bad for him to stay here. Just to get in the way. Wen Yun, I said don't ask you yet. So much. Ask the Hunter Association for support as soon as you go out. Then I quickly summoned Xiao Wei. And first evolved into a mutated form. We have to act fast. After saying that, it was crushed with a fierce force. Avoid. Fear in the opposite direction of attack without saying a word. Then look at the attack team here. The ground is covered with blood left by the team members. There are also the bodies of several dead attackers. But for these demons? Human corpses are just their firewood. Immediately open the portal to summon the demon. As a victory memorial, clean up the firewood ASAP. But the mouth of the third monster. But keep shouting that it's not fair. But then again. Fortunately, the firewood has landed, bro. This way, the excitement can be mass-produced smoothly. An awakening agent made with the demon's ancestral blood poison. Although it can enhance magic. But there are still side effects. And deplete the life force of the user. It was originally burned with hellfire and stained with evil. Platinum stone of demon blood. Now change hellfire to English. Burn the beauty of the mysterious flame beast. Side effects can be improved. This is thanks to. The apostles tell us how to make it. The souls of polluted beings. Make them monsters who lose their minds. The Warcraft. It was also the apostles who came to this age of the world. Because of them, bottom demons like us have the opportunity to become stronger, but just then, the demon's keen discovery. There is a fast-moving target. Moving here. Are there any hunters who haven't been caught? The third brother is very sure that there is absolutely no, only possible new hunters. For my arrival, the demons are ready for battle. And I came right away. Then stare at the creature in front of you. There must be the demons who attack the attack team. And here's what happens. I suddenly had in mind. Tie up a few mysterious flame beasts. Burn together. Is there going to be some special ceremony? Later, after the system reminder, I learned that the current number of survivors is 7. Fortunately, they haven't had an accident yet. But the devil didn't give me time to react at all. A newspaper secretary came to me. After shooting down the sky, the devil glared at me viciously. Seeing this, I quickly asked him, "Did you kill all those hunters outside?" The devil did not answer. Then I threw a punch. He smashed it at the third devil. The 2 demons next to him didn't press well when they saw this. Can you avoid? Eat new powder to awaken the third child's attack. Looks like we have to join too. After taking the new powder, he bit him viciously. But I don't care so much about you right now. Let each other beat a few demons. Just hit it with a heavy punch. And the demons are not to be outdone. Squatting up his sandbag-like fist, he also greeted me. Seeing this, I quickly dodged backwards and landed smoothly in a perfect position. But the attacks of the demons also stopped in an instant. And I knew right away that was not good. But by the time I tried to dodge, it was already 11 nights. The devil's sneak attack is right behind me. And other demons came at me at the same time. And there was a burst of energy coming at me from above my head. In a desperate situation, I struggled to shout out those 3 words. Stand up, and the voice just fell. A few shadow demons stand in front of us and grab the demon's attacking arm. The demon who saw this scene was also dumbfounded on the spot. Is this? Then he asked the big brother next to him again. Brother, that is. And the eldest brother also gave him a positive answer. What we saw on the day the devil perished. That is, the omnipotence of the Shadow King. It seems to be the same. However, compared to the real Shadow King, he's just weak. As long as he's not the real Shadow Lord, then we have nothing to fear. And I also have my own analysis at this time. Although they are all weaker than Brocky. But if 3 demons join forces, my chances of winning are slim. Just a steady stream of green devils. It's just a waste of magic. It seems that method must be used. It turns out that after killing Brocky, I let Bale take the chest from his mind. And the rest of the bodies were preserved. The longer the Shadow Soldier dies, the power increases. Just because I saw Bro, the last moment of Key's life, I had this idea. If it is because it is controlled by a Talon, if you die with a ghost, maybe I can use Shadow Omnipotence to make it become a warrior and be my strong ally in battle. Of course, in doing so, we also need to seek the opinion of Shao Wei. And Shao Wei also closed his eyes. Gave me a positive answer, stand up. Unlogical if you regret it. I'll give you one more pulse for the fangs. Chance to fight. Answer me if you feel the same way. As soon as he finished speaking, Brokey had an obvious reaction. Suddenly, only his voice was heard at the scene. Brokey, the huge shadow appeared in front of the devil. Immediately roar at the demons. And put me behind him. The demons first look at Brocky. Also dumbfounded on the spot. Brokey the Hound. Is it to defeat bro? The key is this guy in front of you. The next battle is for me. Just me and Ash and Brocky. It's a battle for the 3 of us. So what happens next? Let's take on the demons. But just as the battle with the 3 demon brothers was raging, a strange figure suddenly appeared in front of him. At that time, when my battle with the devil is White Heart, no woman was found at all. Then I heard a click. As soon as I grabbed it, I bounced the longsword from the demon card. She grabbed him by the neck. Due to the squeeze, the demon suddenly coughed violently. But I didn't give him a chance to react at all. This will solve the first problem. The next second, an ominous feeling suddenly surged in my heart. It's an indoor thing. I ejected the first time to dodge the attack. It turned out that the support of his demon brother arrived. Damn, it's not good now. Because it's tricky when these demons join forces. And if it goes on like this, Sooner or later, it will be identified because of the magic power of Zihui's attachment. And Shadow Brocky can only hold back one demon. We have to find a way to temporarily separate the two of them. One-on-one. But at this moment, the woman behind him suddenly took action, and dutifully stood between me and the devil. Then he said slowly, "I just want to ask you one thing. Where are my achievements and the king?" I was dumbfounded when I heard this. Where did this wounded you actually come from? And he also pointed out that he was looking for my mother. Who would have thought that Belle on the side suddenly spoke? "What are you doing here?" The woman froze. "That sound is familiar." "Belle, that's great. You really are Belle." Saying that, he grabbed Belle in his hand. "But how did you become like this? Where are my achievements and the king? Who is this boy?" The devil on the side can't help but think. Sacrifice demon summon. But it looks like they know each other. It would be troublesome if you help them. The woman's eyes are already happy. The squint becomes a wind. Didn't expect to see Nebel here saved? Now I can rest assured. Wenbel pointed to the devil. "You came just in time. We'll drink more later. Let's get rid of these guys first." At this time, the devil on the side suddenly took action. "Let's deal with the wounded female demon first. Anyway, excitement is enough as long as there is blood. But I'm also very confused at this moment. I seem to have seen him somewhere. And he's currently injured. Is it okay to fight the devil?" But Belle said with disdain. "Those low-level demons are no match for him at all. Because his name is Ethel the Devil. When the king was destroying the demon world, the only demon left alive is him. Noble's other Adilles. Which family is he the eldest daughter of? His strength is equivalent to human Gillette. I was shocked to hear the S level. That means I can see S-class battles with my own eyes. But who would have thought it would be just one round? Belle and I were a big pussy on the spot. How come? Asher, how did you become so much? And I see your magic power is less than 2 years now. Many underground Anchel responded with difficulty. It's because something happened. It turned out to be about half a year ago. Most of the demons in the demon world caused the explosion. Although we do our best to prevent. But with the strength of our family alone, can't suppress them. Although I survived under the protection of my family. But while fleeing, he was blooded and lost his strength. Belle, don't look around. Help me treat it now. The demon who heard this was excited. Did you guys hear that? The shell duo lost their power. I was too weak to recognize it just now. I didn't expect him to be a survivor of the Radal family. This is a photo, a good opportunity to get written by the demon nobles to increase their strength. And I'm also thinking about how to deal with the enemy. It would be best if it could be solved one-on-one. This is Belle's sudden suggestion to the young master. When I regain my magic this time, the ability to retrieve also comes into play. This is a prompt from the system. Belleus's brutal command skills. Increases Asher's ability by 50%. But at the same time, Asher will also be cursed by madness. Take it all away. Belle said faintly. Go put the useless female devil. The voice just fell. Asher immediately let out a "no." Baring his teeth and grinning, he rushed towards the devil. I was also quite dumbfounded when I saw this scene. I actually said ooh. I feel a little pitiful for Asher. Anyway, if that's the way to start a one-on-one duel. Facing Asher's attack, the devil doesn't panic at all. With a flash, he sneaked up behind him. Haha, it worked. Demon noble blood in hand. And I'm not idle here. A newspaper broke the ground. Then he rushed towards the devil. Since this is a one-on-one duel, so there was no suspense. Just one hit. The old demon was criticized and invested by me on the spot. The system also reminds him. Dominion has killed low-level demons. Vulcanhorn is preying on demon souls. To prey on the spirits of demons, incidental. Destructive Desire adds 31% to physical damage. At the same time, Asher sighed. Due to the death of the demon old demon, the dick has some doppelgangers, but anyway, we must first get rid of this crazy woman in front of us. But just then, the system made a ding sound. Brutal command is exhausting to Ethel. Ethel suddenly passed out and fell in front of the devil's dick with a plop. But at the same time, I'm also behind the devil here. Kill it directly without his reaction. To kill low-level demons. Vulcanhorn is preying on demon souls. Seeing the old demon's second child die one after another, the demon boss suddenly became angry. But only when you look at the battlefield. Now it's our turn. Aren't there enough people? These useless guys. But don't be too happy. I have another way. After saying that, he grabbed and slashed towards Ethel. As long as we drink this woman's blood, then the strength can be greatly enhanced. And I was also in the first place. I found one of the demon bosses. A newspaper stood in front of him. Seeing this, the devil became angry on the spot. Human, don't you dare. But I'm not. Keep one for me to absorb. The rest of the demon is up to you, Brokey. Rocky with hors d'oeuvres. No hesitation at all. He bit the only remaining demon boss in one bite. Then Ethel woke up leisurely. Belle, this is outrageous. But then again, except for Cheng Zi and Lord Jun Wong, there are other people who use shadow soldiers. You tell me who he is. Belle paused for a moment when he heard this. You are so unfaithful. So you haven't recognized it yet? I'll give you a chance to think about it again. Are you someone who is aware of that possibility? As soon as these words came out, Ethel suddenly realized. Is it at the same time? The demon boss was also dealt with by Brocky. The level has also reached level 20 in an instant. The system immediately activated the store function. And Asher finally understood. No wonder he looks so much like the king. He is the young master, said to kneel Asher directly to the ground. Asher has seen the young master. Did you just call me young master? Yes, young master. I haven't seen you for too long. I haven't recognized it for a while. You look so much like King Cheng Xiaoyu. After saying that, Asher passed out directly. So I asked Obel if he was alright. It's alright, young master. He just collapsed. So far, I've also completed the task of rescuing the survivors, and all 7 people are safe and sound. At this time, the system rewards were also distributed. Ability points +3. And 700 gold coins. But what does this gold coin do? So I quickly opened the system mall. It turns out that you can buy items in the mall. And there are quite a few types of potions. It reminds me of my childhood. The scene where my father gives me pocket money. Now think about it. That's why Dad prepared the system for me. Thank you, Dad, for the pocket money. Looking at Asher in a coma. So I bought a bottle of low-level healing potion. I don't know if I can use it for Asher. There is no other way now. I can only use a dead horse as a live horse doctor. So I fed it all. Fortunately, it worked. Soon Asher's face improved. And Belle was complaining. To actually spend gold coins on useless demons. Young master, you are really a prodigal son. But anyway, I can't leave Asher here either. So let Brocky. Send him to the dungeon with the corpse. And I have more important things to do. When the mysterious flame beast first met, it feels like being burned by fire. It's really painful. I'm sorry, that's all I can do. Meanwhile, the Hunter Association. The head of the surveillance department, Hungang, was very confused. It's weird. Hunters who enter the depths of a Shi dungeon. He was actually found fainting at the entrance. What the hell is going on here? This is a subordinate who came to report to Hungang. Found a tip inside the dungeon. The corpses of the spiny lizard and the mysterious flame beast. From the hunter's wound, it is inferred that it is not caused by the monster. In the depths, serious. Damaged blade-like underground. There must be other species besides monsters. He was called down when he was taking Lin Taojun away. Are you Lin Taojun, the reporter? I think this time I recycled a teammate named Cheng Shu Hao. Do you know him? Cheng Shu Hao, where are the others now? Hearing this, Lin Jingtao hesitated for a moment. After we came out together, I put him in a safe place. Hungang is without a doubt. He didn't ask. You did a great job this time. According to the rules of the Hunter Club, you did what a hunter would do. Then he shouted at his subordinates. Take a good look to see if there are any other traces. But Lin Taogen knew very well. The person who rescued the survivor should be Zhu Hao, right? Although it is not clear why Zhu Hao hides his level. But I'm sure he's definitely not a bad guy. I'm going to wait until the day he tells me himself. At the same time, Asher also wakes up from a coma. I didn't expect this to happen. King Cheng Xiaoyu tried to stop the invasion. Left the earth. And Bell goes on to explain. In order to lift the seal of the young master. Sent me here, but the young master is a supernatural power. He actually easily unlocked the seal himself. And I looked at Asher and I said, okay? Your name is Asher, right? Have we met before? Yes, young master, we saw it in your beginner tutorial. You once said you would remember me. Have you forgotten? I don't know why. My memory of that time is very vague. And so I did a lot of thinking. Hurry up and make a quick decision. Wait a minute, young master. I remember now. You seem to have surrendered as soon as you met, right? As soon as this statement came out, Bell immediately criticized it. At that time, he was testing the young master. Are you so perfunctory? Forget the past. But why did you become so evil? What exactly happened? But Asher had to explain. Then I will explain to the young master. Presumably, the young master has already received information from Bell. Heard of the king. Destroy the demon king and other demon nobles. Since then, become the #1 Radal family in the demon world. That's Castlevania. I have been waiting for the call of King Cheng Xiaoyu. But the king hasn't called me for decades. We have always lived in peace. But it hasn't been peaceful since half a year ago. A magic enhancer called New Powder began to circulate in the demon world. New Powder? I heard it from the dead demons before. New Powder for advanced demons with strong magic. It didn't work. But after using it on low-level demons, can enhance magic for free. New Powder is the trigger. In addition, King Cheng Xiaoyu has not appeared for a long time. And then the demons banded together, dealing with the Lotil family who was sheltered by the king. And the rebellion started, and it escalated into war. We, the Rediles, in order to keep the king. Castlevania left to us. So I tried my best to resist. But we are still powerless to stop the rebellion. After more than half a year of war, we, the Rediles, lost in the end. But Li, the rioting demons didn't stop there. They also drew the blood of our family's captives. After drinking it, you will gain greater strength. Dad and everyone in the family died. I also got a lot of blood drawn by them. So the power becomes weaker. Now think about whether I am beautiful. Everyone is dead and I'm alive. The demon world has been taken away by them. What will King Cheng Xiaoyu say about me when he finds out? Then I also thought of my dad. What would he do if it were him? Even if Dad is not there. But you and your family fought to the death. So I think he will say you work hard. You can fight to the end for your dad. I'm also very grateful to you. I will do my best to help you in the future. Let's make the Radal family great again. Ethel heard. Asher recalled that King Cheng Xiaoyu once said, you are not guarding. Is the competition between demon families fierce? I will make your lattice family #1. Ethel's face welled up with tears at the thought. At the same time, the system suddenly prompts. The last of the orthodox demon aristocracy. Survivor Isha Ladil pays tribute to players. See this scene, Ethel? Rubbing his eyes with a smile. We are the Radal family. Notify, do you agree to let Bai Yun's descendants become partners? My face, unknowability, looking at the cues in front of you. Is Ethel a descendant of the second king? How is that possible? The last survivor of the demon nobility. Then explain, Ethel is the only one left of the demon nobles. So my choice without hesitation is. And became attached to it. Strike of the lonely demon. Receive the energy of Bai Yun's descendants and hit a powerful blow. See the anger in front of you. Asher was also dumbfounded on the spot. I actually have a status. It's a pity that we can't speak. So I don't know yet. After reading the partner, you can also see the status. This is Ethel. It's only in hindsight that I know. I am actually a descendant of the king of Baiyan. Subsequently, I took Asher to a remote place. Let's try a new bondage skill. Are you ready? Ethel. Strike a powerful blow with the fetter skill. Tun, a statue of a female demon appeared in time and space, holding a black ball of light in his hand. I'm also very confused about this. Is this the bond plan between me and Ethel? It seems quite powerful. But with the plop of Ethel behind him. Sorry, young master. I used up all my strength with one skill. No wonder. One skill consumed all his strength. How strong is this? But it can bring his power. All skills sent to me. Presumably the most powerful blow. Then let me give it a try. Strength of skill. After saying that, he punched hard and hit the wall. Although I instantly made a deep pit in the wall. But the force is not what I expected. It doesn't seem to be much different from usual. It seems that it is different from Xiao Wei's better skill. At this time, Asher also leisurely wrote about the young master. That's all I give you. I didn't understand until I read the system introduction. It turns out that the devil's blow is related to the level of energy storage, but it doesn't say how to store energy. This is Belle on the side who said to the young master, I have an unkind request. Can I eat the corpses of these demons? Hearing that, I rejected him on the spot. These corpses are used to extract shadows. So I slowly stretched out my right hand and stood up. But just then, the system suddenly prompted that the mana had been contaminated. Unable to extract English. Robust Bell explained. The king has never been able to extract a soul. The shadow of the devil. So he can only be driven by contract. Like La Deal. That being the case. So, Bell, eat them. But Asher, who was on the side, started crying directly. To say that our demons are polluted. It's just too much. Seeing this, I took out a bottle of potion with an embarrassed face. Don't be angry. Drink some potion should be better. By the way, it's not that you don't have a place to stay now. You can live anywhere in this city area. Therefore, I gave Ethel a designated area. And appointed Ethel as the owner of this territory. We're partners. These are all things I should do. But just then, Belle's voice came from the side, young master. In the memory of these demon corpses, I found a clue about a talon. Then I will tell the young master all these memories. But before I do, I have to tell you two things. One is that the excitement has started to spread across the planet. The second is mystery. Phi beasts are magical beasts from the outer universe. As soon as this statement comes out, Asher was shocked on the spot. Isn't excitement only circulated in the hell world? I'm also very confused about this. The mysterious flame beast is actually from the outer universe. And Belle went on to explain. I don't know if it's accidental or inevitable. All the demons I eat have something to do with Brocky. These demons to ensure the material of the new powder. That is, the supply of the mysterious flame beast. They attacked from the Hound Guild. Infect these people with mysterious flame hands. Except here, there's a lot of excitement going on. And these places are called excitement factories. So I went through all the information. The Hound Guild that kidnapped humans. The Grim Reaper Guild that sent people to the factory. And used these people. A factory that produces new powder. And between these three, there must have been a taurine involved. In classical Chinese, I immediately began to think, does it all make sense? Was the Talon invasion related? But just then, and Belle said, there's another human being. He was the one who set up this new powder production system. Hearing this, I was dumbfounded on the spot. There are still humans. Hidden somewhere on Earth in it, Alan. A human is helping this parcel. He's Li Wencheng, the vice president of the Grim Reaper Guild. We follow him. Maybe you can touch a tower of parcels. At the same time, at the entrance of the Grim Reaper Guild, a bunch of reporters all set up their cameras. Look at President Li Wencheng come out. Then came the click of the shutter. Mr. Li Wencheng can answer a few questions for us. Have the hunter assassination's findings come out? And Li Wencheng is under the cover of bodyguards. Light response. The investigation revealed that we were innocent. That's the expected outcome. Then someone asked loudly. The Hound Guild funded by the Grim Reaper Guild. It was you who kidnapped ordinary people. Do you really have no idea? And the war zone managed by the Reaper Guild. Hunter deaths occur frequently. What do you think about this? Who would have thought that Li Wencheng could really act? Tears trickled down my eyes. We Reaper Guild. After the big change that took place 2 years ago. Just contributing to a chaotic world. The original intention of funding the Hound Union was also, hopefully, most of them are hunting dogs for prefecture hunters. We'll be able to participate in public welfare activities as soon as possible. S-War area is just hoping to be able to follow other Union hunters share. Let the new hunter get broken there. Unexpectedly, he did something bad with his good intentions by mistake. If I put more thought into it, the words to manage come to this. Wencheng cried loudly. No one should be sacrificed. I'm sorry everyone. We Reaper Guild let the public down. As soon as this statement comes out, the crowd started talking. How is that possible? If it is true, then the Guild of Death is too wronged. And the Hunters Association says they're innocent. Grim Reaper, could it be that you have been doing so much good? Wouldn't they be heroes? Little do they know that Li Wencheng at this time, when he turned around, he showed an extremely sinister expression. This acting, for me, a former Asian superstar. That's not a piece of cake. Sure enough, the sword is the old Oliwen field. This old fox didn't hold me accountable. Just put me back. It doesn't matter anyway. The Hunter Association doesn't seem to know yet. The star powder circulating in the market is my hand. Little do you know, his every move is watched by me. Watching him leave. I can't help but think that he is Li Wencheng. This guy is too insidious. Bell, can you feel the breath of a talon? Bell said he couldn't feel it. That is to say, he has not yet been manipulated by the Italians. I thought for a moment. Is it? We'll find out in a minute. But then Bell opened his mouth to remind him. I know less. Lord, you have defeated several powerful enemies. But Bell must still swear this time. Stop the young master. Because of this human named Li Wencheng. The simulation he currently has on him. With your current strength, young master. Definitely not this Li Wencheng's opponent. Under the resplendent golden chandelier. Various fruit plates, high-end wine is readily available. At this time, Li Wencheng is holding a beautiful woman. It's so easy. They put on a show. The trend of public opinion has changed. Vice President Li Wencheng is not suspected. The deeds of the Guild's dedication to public welfare have been made public one after another. Open battle area for new hunters. After the Hound Guild incident. Li Wencheng Vice President. The pace of charity has not stopped. Then the lady boss suddenly walked in. Guard, isn't this a hero of the hunter world? Why didn't you tell me in advance? And you wave. Signal the beautiful women in the private room to go out first. Li Wencheng just responded faintly. Do I have to report everything to you one by one? No, you know I didn't mean that. You must know that Li Wencheng was a rich second generation in his childhood. When he was young, he was a superstar. A little arrogance is inevitable. However, after the great change, this arrogance has been trampled on. Although he became a hit. What happened to the Awakened caused a sensation in the world, but Li Wencheng's driver. But became one of the few SG Awakeners in the country. The relationship between the two developed overnight. Huge changes have taken place. But I don't know why. He entered the driver Linzagui, the Grim Reaper Guild. So now let's talk about life. Vice President Li. Li Wencheng wondered what business. See, the lady boss leaned into his ear, don't play stupid. Excited, of course. Hearing this, Li Wencheng immediately put down the wine glass in his hand. Didn't you hear the wind outside? We lost a dealer and a factory. The supply will definitely not keep up. But the lady boss just smiled. Don't be kidding. Vice President Lee, how could you not help it? All right, then I'll urge my partner. Come on, do I have to find that guy? He doesn't listen to me much lately. The child is looking at me at the same time. Little Grey is constantly in the shadows. Dungeon Hunt Green Demon. Asher is also constantly improving his strength. My level is no longer being upgraded. To find my parents, you must make yourself strong. And be like your father. Safeguarding the safety of the earth, Belle summons the next green devil. Seeing this, Belle also said without thinking. The young master seems a little anxious. I currently want to get one from Li Wencheng. Clues to Talon. Belle advises against conflict. Because touching Li Wencheng is a particularly dangerous behavior. I was puzzled when I heard that. But how do we find the status quo from him? Who would have thought that Belle responded coldly? If he doesn't cooperate, I can only eat him to confirm. The king has allowed me to eat the wicked. But the premise of all this is to defeat Li Wencheng. At the Hunter Society, I have seen hunters of all levels. So let me judge. Young master, your current strength probably belongs to a C-level hunter. And Xiao Wei is a D level. Asher is a C grade like you. If it is the union of young master Ning and Xiao Wei, at most, it can barely reach the B level. Although it is the same level. There is also a gap between. But if the D level wants to defeat the C level, that requires 10 D class strength. Now, I want to defeat Li Wencheng. It can be said that it is a fantasy. I thought for a moment. The strength gap between him and Li Wencheng was too great. Let's take a look at the mission rewards first. Ability value integral and random liker. I caught more this time. But there was no technology. Is the hidden reward a one-time thing? Let's see what's in the random box first. When I opened it, it turned out to be a grey ring. Start difficulty 0 Ju Ori feeling +5. Now, my feelings have reached 29 points. It's not bad. Actually, got a ring that increases the feeling points by 5. But he can't change my current state. I don't know when. The hunting rate of demons can no longer raise my level. And this time, the attack power of the Horn of Vulcan is only up 3%. I want to get stronger quickly. But there are too few ways to get stronger. If you want to upgrade, still have to enter the dungeon to dress up the monster. At present, only the mining team is willing to contact me. And recycling teams. Also, right, which attack team will recruit first level hunters? But I can't enter the portal without permission either. According to the Hunters Association, that's illegal. This is what Belle suggested on the sidelines. How about going to re-identify the magic power? But I refused without thinking. Because in doing so, it is bound to reveal its strength. Since you already know a Tower Zero, the apostles are on Earth, then the situation will be more careful in the future. Let them find out. I will be my father's human instead. One Li Wencheng is tricky enough. If you add to that the Italian thing, I can't believe it. But Belle gestured to me. Don't worry too much about Italian. If they were before me. If you reach the Earth, then they are now affected by dimensional shift. The power should not be too strong. Because of the dimensional movement between the outer universe, you have to go through the dimensional gap. The outer wall of this dimensional gap is very narrow. And there are complex properties that conflict with magic. Even if the outer wall is forcibly expanded, it will span the recovery. So the stronger the magic, the more time and energy it takes. This is also the reason why the Talon army was unable to invade this universe. And the reason why it's hard for the king to come back at the moment. That is because of the dimensional shift. I understood it after listening to Belle's explanation. Apostles who can come to Earth, they're all weaker guys. That makes sense. No wonder when using Brocky and the devil, they never showed up. If the invasion of Yataran, it's a slow process, then now is the best time for me to become stronger. Look at me thinking. Belle can't help but think. Because the king, Cheng Xiaoyu explained when he asked him to return to Earth. No matter what decisions and choices you make when you go back, I leave it all to you. Then the king handed Bale a key. When you need help, you go to them with this. He will definitely be able to bring a lot of help to Zhu Hao. Another reason why the king gave Belle the key. Is this the time? But then I suddenly screamed. I'm so confused. Saying that, he reached into his pocket. Neither violates the rules of the Hunter Association. You can also enter the portal unnoticed. Isn't the solution clearly in front of you? I haven't seen my uncle for a long time. Long time, no see fixed. It's the first time we've seen each other since you woke up. He suddenly looked for me and thought something was wrong. I didn't expect it to be a business plan. It seems that we have grown up after fixing it. Belle whispered in my ear as expected of the young master. Find it yourself. What the king said was in front of him. It was my uncle who looked at me and asked him, You mean Uncle Hope? Can help get you into the portal, right? This person is my uncle Liu Chenhao. He's also a director of Xiaoyaya Software. And the game he developed. The highest number of people online at the same time was 12.41 million. After 4 years of listing, it has been firmly on the first throne. He's the most popular virtual reality game. Beautiful world. No one expected a rich second generation who was uneasy about the world. He actually developed the #1 game in the industry. And the name of his game company is Xiaoyaya Software. And that company owner is. And then I went to Smile Tooth. The chairperson has been waiting for you for a long time. This way, Mr. Cheng. I didn't expect to be so polite. This is the first time I've come to a failed company. But I find it very strange. Why are there so many awakened in the company? This is what the leader explained to me. Are you confused? The determined don't all want to risk their lives. Go to the ground. As long as the annual salary is in place, they can both work and protect you. As for too many, I can't think of it. Soon after tomorrow, I came to my uncle's place. Just met. My uncle greeted me warmly. Long time, no see. It has grown so big after being repaired. Let uncle take a good look. I heard that he awakened at the National Academy of Fine Arts. Do you know how worried your aunt is about you? But you've grown up a lot during this time. When young, I can only smile awkwardly. Isn't this growing body? Uncle, let's get down to business. Uncle, please take a look at this first. So he took the book and looked at it. I said, What's the matter with you suddenly looking for me? I didn't expect it to be a business plan. It seems that we have grown up after fixing it. You mean hope to live up to your expectations? A way to get you into the portal, right? Yes, I disappoint you. Just help me buy the teleport. Form an attack team with Manchu access to the portal conditions. Then the magic history obtained from the portal. I am willing to give it all to Xiaoyaya Software for free. DC and dungeons. I'm totally fine with it. As soon as this statement comes out, the eyes of disappointment become very serious. Just because you are a first-level hunter scolding. So I went on explaining. I have my own way to clear the portal. But my uncle still disagreed. Fortunately, you know that uncle I'm also a heartless. And the ground level is higher than yours. But not very active in the portal. You took so much trouble to get into the portal. Do you doubt your brother and sister-in-law? Were you involved in it? I've been commissioning hunters to investigate this matter. Just wait for the news. It turned out that my uncle thought so in his heart. This is the young master who suddenly whispered to Belle. Are you really going to say it? Don't worry, Belle. Uncle is the person I trust the most. So I thought for a moment and replied to let down. Actually, I'm an awakened who can level up. As soon as this statement comes out, shocked on the spot. What upgrade? And then I slowly sort of explained it. There are invaders hiding on Earth right now. In order to respond to this crisis, I need to keep hunting Warcraft upgrades. To defend against future aggression, I need to enter the dungeon to become stronger. But just then, Uncle suddenly asked me, You heard me upgrade the project alone. It seems that you know all. No wonder you can make such an unreasonable request. A trick to live up to the embarrassment. What you just said. The official company is preparing the order. Computer game story. There is a resolver among the resolvers who has leveled up alone. He starts at the weakest level. Upgrade all the way to 4 seasons. Finally became the strongest in the world. The awakened. And start protecting the world. As soon as this statement comes out, I immediately thought of this. Should it be the story of Dad's experience? Trying to trick your uncle. Boy, are you still stunned? Then suddenly Belle jumped out. This is obviously the memory you used to have, okay? See the appearance of Belle. Failed to repair the artistic conception on the spot. Why is there an ant's face here? But Belle ignored it. Go on, in those forgotten memories of you. You used to be the king's sidekick? He's also the human who has seen the most kings fight. It should be those moments of intense stimulation. It's still etched in your soul. That's what gives rise to this phenomenon. 1,000 words don't come as fast as this. Give up. He directly took out the key that the king asked him to bring. This is a gift the king asked me to bring to you specially. As the key was slowly inserted into the broken chest, suddenly, the eyes that were disappointed began to become straight. Memories come to mind. Brother, are you first level? I will protect you from now on. That bag is so heavy. Are you okay? Brother, are you talking so little? But you seem to be talking a bit too much. You want to join him and fight us. Brother, 20 times don't fight with me 19 times. Please hear me out. Brother, this is our country craftsman's union. Crafted enhanced armor set. You and I, the two of us enter the dungeon. At least make enough preparations. Take it off while I can still talk. So the collective hunting is all over. Brother, you not only saved me, you've been helping me ever since. For me, it is more dear than my brother. If you think of me as your brother, then I will also regard you as my own brother in the future. Let's drink this cup. So far, my uncle remembered the memories of the past. Tears also flowed down his face. Suddenly crying snot and tears. I never imagined that in this world. Meet my big brother again. So I whispered to Belle. What have you done to my uncle? Belle has amnesia, don't worry. He just got it back. Just the memory of that world. I see. Big brother has the ability to become stronger indefinitely. You as his son, you should have this ability too, right? I didn't expect my big brother to still protect the world. Running over the Italian invasion from other provinces. Sure enough, the big brother is still so extraordinary. To stop a Talon invasion of the earth, I must also become stronger. You are too. It's time for this. In order to be decent, I also wrote a special plan book. I don't know how to work around. Just like big brother. I have already understood the situation. I can't keep treating you like a child. Protect you. And I got really excited when I said that. I accept your offer. Always, disappointment at this time is very low. Big brother is still taking a difficult oath. But he wanted to jog my memory. This shows that. He also gave me the opportunity to help. Leave it to me then. I will definitely assist in repairing it. Soon my uncle formed a team of awakeners for me. Yes, these people don't look any different from ordinary people. It seems that they are all the best candidates for making up the numbers. An awakened with a cane asked him, really don't need to enter the portal. Just get ahead and give 20,000. And you really do have to go in there alone. I don't know how confident you are. But this behavior is too exuberant. If you really need help in there, always be wise for our life. Don't look at me like this. But maybe I'll be able to help a little then. I just smiled at that. Then when you really need help, I will notify you then. Dad suffered a lot alone in the past. And now I am too. Then the rest of the way is up to you. Asher and shall we. So more from my buddy system. Feel the power hidden in their hearts. For now, I don't want Dad to go through this alone anymore. At the same time, Li Wencheng. He had to go out for the excitement. Then raise your eyes and make a fuss. We haven't seen each other for 3 months. The old man recognized him at a glance. This is not Li Wencheng of the Death Guild who has just been in the news. Vice President. Li Wencheng secretly rejoiced when he heard this. Sure enough, excellent people can hide it. It seems that establishing a good image is also important. Assistant President, have a nice day. I'm your loyal supporter. And that's what Li Wencheng wants. Everyone should look at it with envy. Because he was born the son of a wealthy family. Debut in entertainment and advertising as a child. In the entertainment industry, he's known as the Prince of Asia. After the Great Change, he even became a top-level awakened. Super elite. I thought it would be the same as his previous life. Will always be at the top of the pyramid. But because of his driver Lindsay Turtle, after becoming an SG awakener, and the relationship between the two took a subtle turn. That is, since then. This world is for Li Wencheng. It's already broken. A major upheaval triggered a pyramid reorganization. Curry Wencheng is not reconciled to this. Even with the devil. And he arrived at his destination. Hurry up and put away your disgusting smile. Where is your master? The owner of the house has returned. That's how you treat. It's a sound. The sound suddenly came from Li Wencheng, right? Can welcome him. It was a boy with a book. Hair color and those nasty eyes. You are an alien. So Li Wencheng gently patted the child. The last time I saw you, you were a baby. It has grown so big after not seeing you for a few days, and the magic has become stronger. Did you grow up well? Classical Chinese. The boy responded faintly. I said it long ago. Not to grow, but to regain strength. In order to solve the demanding dimensional shift problem. I put the body with great power. Divided into small pieces of strength and personality, teleported to this world. The first to arrive is the infant state. Then the second fragment that the root reaches fuses into one. That's me now. Although the memories are the same. But people, Jay is a little different from the one you know. Basically, don't get close to me. Wenyan Li Wencheng just pouted. I'm not interested in your personality. Do you remember our agreement before? The boy said of course he remembered. Wealth and fame. And get rid of the S-level Hunter Forest Turtle confrontation. Tell me what's the matter with me this time. Li Wencheng, who heard this, had a lonely face. Can I go home yet? There is a problem with the production of new powder. Hound Unions and S that recently provided firewood. The factory of war was destroyed. So I'll ask if there is still any distressed stock. But the boy just asked him softly. Have you found the cause of the attack? I heard that the Hound Guild was destroyed. It's a hunter with a black mask. And make recipes with new powder. Establishing a circulation mechanism. Heidi Li Wencheng. Didn't you promise? Will there be no problem with this mechanism? Wenyan Li Wencheng's white head as the machine version. If you care about everything yourself. Can't do great things. The little girl said this. The boy's eyes suddenly became clever. Even Li Wencheng was shocked on the spot. It was a mistake for you to be a horse in the previous personality study. Hearing this, Li Wencheng was immediately angry. Without saying a word, he took out the weapon from his leg. And directly across the boy's neck. And said to the boy in a threatening tone. I can talk to those who are taken by you. Brainwashed puppets are different. I am unhappy. Before you regain your strength. A first-level hunter who can easily take your life. So you have to figure out who the horse is. Whoever thought of a boy but just said lightly. The only criterion for human hunter ratings. It seems to be the magic of the body. Think of him as an indicator of strength. So stupid. After saying that, the whole person will spread out. Weird magic. And the old man walking down the corridor. Suddenly, the whole person's mind becomes empty. Tight, then a mysterious charm appeared in my mind. Li Wencheng, who saw this scene, was also completely dumbfounded. How come? Magic radiated in all directions. And it's not just this layer that is affected. It's everybody in the building. Now under the control of the boy's magic. Directly above the building. Jiangsu, Zeus raised a huge yellow mysterious symbol. This is the boy's slow opening. The previous personality felt that it needed you in order to survive. Now I have something to live for. The squeeze hunter. So you have to figure out who the horse is. Whoever thought of a boy but just said lightly. The only criterion for human hunter ratings. It seems to be the magic of the body. Think of him as an indicator of strength. So stupid. After saying that, the whole person will spread out. Weird slave. and the old man walking down the corridor. Suddenly, the whole person's mind becomes empty. Immediately after, a mysterious symbol appeared in my mind. Seeing this scene, Li Wencheng was also completely dumbfounded. How come? Magic radiated in all directions. And it's not just this layer that is affected. It's everybody in the building. Now under the control of the boy's magic. Directly above the building. Jiangsu, Zeus raised a huge yellow mysterious symbol. This is the boy's slow opening. The previous personality felt that it needed you in order to survive. Now I have the power to rise. So our relationship, it depends on your future capabilities. And while the boy is talking, the brainwashed people turned towards Li Wen and became ghosts. Seeing this, Li Wencheng thought intensely for a moment. Then directly throw away the weapon in your hand. Just kidding. Don't take it seriously. I just wanted to see, do you really have the ability to defeat? It's just a hunter. The boy didn't bother to tell him more about it. Never mind, I'll let you go for the sake of your usefulness. That is, at the same time, everyone in the building is back to normal. This is a woman bringing over a suitcase of stuff. This is the arousal machine that compresses excitement 100 times, and then you dilute it down to get a lot of excitement out of it. This is an awakening machine that compresses new powder 100 times. It also works for an episode of Hunters Like You. Would you like to try it? Wenyan Lu Wencheng said with a helpless smile. I appreciate your kindness. How could I have such an unknown origin? Something but maybe. Perhaps he has recruited a bandit to Earth this time. Outrageous Guan Yu, but he wouldn't care so much. He just needs to get the savior he wants. What's the other matter with him, Li Wencheng? Then the boy suddenly threw away the book in his hand. I feel it. Another fragment is coming soon. Just merge with the next boss fragment. I don't have to hide anymore. Then the real invasion of the Earth will begin. And outside the portal, these old and sick awakeners. Just wait here. Every time I go in, they get 30,000. Increasing conditions. It's about what you hear and see. And this is the 4th time they have received the money. Who cares? Why do you think so much when you have money? But the man with the cane is very confused. That guy doesn't bring a mining team or a recycling team. One person cleared the portal. Neither mined nor recycled. I guess I won't get any benefit from entering the portal. Besides, the first thing I went to was the ground level teleportation port. Now, start going to the sea level portal. He doesn't know what to do by himself. Little do you know, my shadow soldiers are the mining and recycling teams. And Xiaowei and Ethel are in charge of cleaning up the spoils. But Asher was also very confused. But the young master is going to deal with the sea level boss alone. Can he really? He was a little paranoid. Nowadays, this kind of sea level boss is for me. I just need a whirlwind. You can trigger a paralyzing effect on the boss. But the resistance of the C-class boss is really not high. The alert went back up in the blink of an eye. Strange. I also want to try the paralysis of the broken sword I got last time. Effect. It should be useless against monsters like spiders. For creatures like bugs. Only the most primitive methods can be used. That is to kill him directly. Swords are useless, so you can only use your fists. It's obvious, the boss didn't expect me to be with him. And I did my best. The violent shockwave directly hit the boss's throat. One punch. It only takes one punch with all my might. The C-class boss died at my feet. Next time you go to the BL level teleport, there should be no problem. Now in battle, I have become skilled at using the almighty power of the Dominator. And while upgrading, combat skills are also becoming more and more skilled. But then again, the almighty skill of the Dominator, I usually only use it to move things. If you use this invisible hand in battle, I don't know what the effect will be. I didn't expect it to be so outrageous. Only used one machine to kill the giant Emakani. The level has also been raised. The almighty of the Dominator has also been upgraded to level 2, but my fatigue has reached its limit. Maybe it requires more attention. Are you so tired after using it like this? According to how to use the Dominator Almighty, the combat style will also become very rich. At this time, Xiaowei and Asher also rushed over. Asher asked him in surprise. Young master, you defeat the ultimate boss. Master Wen, I narrowed my eyes when I smiled. Of course. All the materials of the monster have also been recycled. And now it can be in the window. Sell materials directly. It's so convenient. This is Bale Air behind him. By human hunter standards. Young Master Ming's strength is already very close. Wenyan, I immediately open the status window. The level has reached level 28. Exactly as Bell said. And this is what Bell continued to add. And after you become stronger, young master. Ash and Asher. The guy seems to be getting stronger too. Seeing this, Asher tentatively swung his fist. It really feels like after the battle. There is power entering the body. But I'm very confused. You have no harmony. Why does it feel like regaining your strength? But then again, I think I can see the level of the two of you. Asher level 19. Xiaowei level 17. Asher is very puzzled about this. We are not like Chang Xiaoyu. Clay is like the king. We can't seem to see the level you mentioned. I thought for a moment. Although you can't save points. But if you upgrade, your points will also increase. It's a good thing they're both getting stronger. But the offspring buddy system. There are still many mysteries to be solved. Why don't we try? Can it really be upgraded? And Isha was very puzzled about this. Why? Hearing the words, I grinned as I went on a collective hunt, of course. I was dumbfounded when I heard that I was hunting Ethel. Go hunting. Hunted twice today. Bell also reminded me that the young master must have a degree in everything, but I think there's still time. Then go to the daily task first. Then take Zihua and Ethel to hunt and kill monsters. But here's what really puzzles me. Teleport appeared in Shadow Dungeon. And there's a lot of heat coming out of it. Is the inside of the portal affected? So I asked Bell. Will teleportation ports also appear in Shadow Dungeon? Bell hesitated for a moment. I'm not very clear about this either. This is a prompt from the system. It was an urgent mission. The Dimensional Army column senses the Dimensional Army column. Please move through the connected portal. Clear the cause that triggered the Dimensional Army column. It turned out to be a task that the system was afraid of. The corners of my mouth look like this. It's going to be fun. So he threw it directly to Asher and Zihua. Insulated robe. After wearing it, it can be separated. Absolutely direct light and a certain amount of heat. Of course, this is all inside the system wall. It just so happens that I still want to hunt down another wave of magic. Doesn't that kill two birds with one stone? Let's go in right now. At the same time, a National Lion Well underground city. Pyramid area. He's Li A Engi's son, Asura Gil B-level hunter. Damn, you are too bullying. Let's get out of the dungeon. This is where our Asura Gil came first. But the green-eyed man replied contemptuously. So, what if it came first? I'm warning you one last time. From now on, this Ishi underground city belongs to our guild. If you have any comments, we will pretend that you have declared war on us. Hearing the words, the B-class hunter of the Asura Guild pondered for a moment. Damn it, it's here. Met the powerful Scavengers Union. In the face of absolute strength, everything is obviously in vain. And it's from the Scavengers Union. And the Hunter Man. But even so, the people of the Axial Guild did not flinch either. The dignity of the strong cannot be trampled upon. Everyone is ready to fight. Randolph just closed his eyes in disdain. Then he snorted coldly. But just as the two sides are about to go to war, a big hand suddenly appeared from the side. That's not right. Excuse me. Excuse me, what is this place? It was only after a closer look that I found out. This is actually a desert dungeon. No wonder the sand fell off the portal, friend. This is Bell on the side reminding. He felt powerful magic from within the pyramid. But it seems, saw something that shouldn't be here. Why are there cars and barbed wire here? It is said that the machine cannot be started in the dungeon. Is there anything that doesn't belong in the formation? Did it get in through the portal? But Bell immediately denied this claim. That's just not possible. So I'm going to go ahead and explore. But after the investigation, something strange happened. The teleport of the dungeon has actually disappeared. Kainon and the others outside were also puzzled. Maybe someone killed the ultimate grumpy. But I haven't made it out of the ground yet. So everyone quickly called the outside world for help. At this time, I've come to the pyramids of Inner Mongolia. I also happen to see two teams of people. The scene that is about to be fought. So, it should be that we enter the pyramid Inner Mongolia first. And they should have come by car. And their conversation was entirely in English. Fortunately, I learned English pretty well before. So, you communicate with them in English. Seeing this, Leon Aoxing pondered for a moment. Another hunter. After the Scavengers Union. Are the hunters from the east also coming to seize it? Ownership of the dungeon. But Randolph just glanced disdainfully. It's really troublesome, these Lu doctors are really entangled. After saying that, his eyes suddenly twisted. My mother-in-law once predicted. Unseal. Life born from death. Will bring the power to make Wang Ming stand up. Will appear in the grave. After this prophecy appeared. There are pyramids in foreign countries. Shi Jinxing dungeon. Exotic tomb. Pyramids and death. Isn't that alright? This is Randolph's advice when he remembers. If there are other unions coming to snatch the dungeon, just do it the way a scavenger does. So Randolph closed his eyes coldly. If you're also for the underground, hunter from the city, I'm here to warn you one last time. If you get out now, I might be able to save your life. Hearing this, I stayed in a cold sweat. If this is a dungeon, even to complete the task, I must also give. The raiders therefore gave him a negative answer. Seeing this, Randolph's fist suddenly clicked. You're too naive. Then you're ready to leave your life here. See this purpose Asher and shall we? A worried look. Even Leo, Xingdu didn't expect Randolph to suddenly make a move. But I easily dodged Randolph's attack. This is something Randolph didn't expect. And I'm ready to fight. You did it first. The sword in his hand directly stabbed Randolph in the chest armor. After the strength becomes stronger, I didn't even know how much it would hurt. I hit the armor. He shouldn't die, right? But Randolph was shocked at this time. Just a little kid. How dare you underestimate me so much? Then another punch came at me. And I dodged the attack for the first time. Angry Randolph ordered on the spot. He cares if you were the Asura Guild. Easterners are good too. Kill them all. Shoot to kill. See, Little Grey and Ethel on the side couldn't sit still either. How dare you attack our young master? First ask us if we agree or not. I also want my heart to realize in an instant. And this soldier of the Scavengers Union is inevitable. And I think roughly the same as him. If you want to complete an urgent task, you have to win this battle. Now I can be sure that the man in armor I attacked just now, the Union is the enemy. And the position of the mustache is not yet clear. But no matter what, we must first deal with the group in front of us. Men in armor. A few rounds down. The man in armor found out. There's nothing I can do about it. Little brat, your strength is amazing. Not strong enough. You still dare to fight against our scavenger union. Isn't it good to listen to the strong? At this moment, I'm also very confused. Originally, I wanted to knock these armored men unconscious and failed. I didn't expect these guys to resist beating so much. It can't be delayed any longer. So prepare to use the learned ruler. Almighty battle. I don't know if it can be used on humans. But the force is too strong. If you accidentally beat it to death. But just when I'm hesitating whether to accept the gift or not, Li Yaxin's figure suddenly came over. Without saying a word, he directly stabbed the armor. Then the mouth of the man in armor. A mouthful of old blood spurted out of his nose. Then he fell to the ground with a plop. This is Leo Crossing speaking slowly. When you avoid Randolph's attack, I can see that you are very strong. But you hesitated just now. Are you afraid of killing people? The danger for hunters goes beyond just shaking hands. The most dangerous is humans. If you want to protect yourself, you must have corresponding awareness. When I heard this, I didn't work hard. Consciousness, I'm ready to risk my life. Isn't that enough? Because so far, I have never encountered a situation where I have to kill someone, even when fighting the hound crash, due to the disparity in strength. So the battle can be solved without too much effort. But how is that possible? We'll encounter situations that are favorable to me. That is, the information that either you die or I die. You can protect other people's intelligence without killing people. But the world after the Great Change, it should appear endlessly. I've been focusing on upgrading. Actually overlooked one thing. That's to throw away the feeling before the big change. Only in this way can we fight Li Wencheng. This is what Leo introduces. He's a hunter of the Asura Guild. We're having a headache because of the Scavenger Guild. Do you want to have fun with me? But the voice just fell. He was greeted with my powerful fist. But my target is not him, Leo. It was the armor that was trying to sneak up behind him. And this punch mercilessly flattened his face. And just blew it away. If I encounter this situation again in the future, I will definitely choose to shoot without hesitation. Man in armor on the ground. This matter has been beaten to death. But Randolph didn't have much expression on his face. One hit makes the B-class meat shield enter a state of freezing death. After saying that, a sneer suddenly appeared on the corner of his mouth, which is interesting. Yes, exactly. I also realized that Randolph is definitely not easy to deal with. So he said to Leo, I am from country H. Fix it, let's join forces. Just after I joined forces with the Asura Guild, the situation on the field soon improved greatly. And the Scavengers Union has found that out. But still with a face of disdain. Even if you join forces, the little shrimp is still the little shrimp. Because whether it is from personal combat power or the number of people, the Scavengers Union has an absolute advantage. But they obviously underestimated me. So I immediately took out the key to the dungeon. I haven't used all my strength to stand up yet. The scavengers who saw this scene were dumbfounded on the spot. What the hell is this? Normal grade giant Alakani, standing beneath the terror of the Shadow Legion. The situation on the field. Soon the situation on one side island emerged. Leo Crossing, who was on the side, was shocked and fell off on the spot. Your physique is so strong. Still Ming summoner? And it can also summon so many summoners at once. You are so sick. So Randolph was very excited. Boy, hide deep enough. Interesting. When I saw Randolph, I couldn't stand the hostility in my heart. Although becoming a shadow warrior, the strength of the army will change. But the monster that made me fight hard with one blow, he should be the strongest person he has met so far. It seems that it is Xiao Wei's binding skill. But at this moment, Ethel suddenly stood up. Young master, please wait a moment. How about using my binding skills this time? We didn't know about the improvement when we cleared the level. Is there a way to store energy? Then he looked at me expectantly. But use unused skills in actual combat. Is it a little unreliable? Hearing this, Asher was extremely disappointed. But still want to fight for it. Also Hope, young master, can you give me a chance to help you? But just then, there was a sudden noise behind Ethel. No, the monster is coming. Was it attracted by the sound of battle? Asher reminded. All other entrances require magical beasts. But Randolph had a look of disdain. Ungiving Warcraft. I finally know. What does the prophecy the boss heard mean? Contact seal. Life born from death. Will carry the power to make the undead stand up. Up here in the grave. If you mean these mummies, that must be in this dungeon. Touch seal life old born in death. The way is to take the leader. The power I want to make Wormling stand up. But it's a little unwilling to stop like this. And he made a decision. All members of the Scavengers Union obey orders. Leave the other Union hunters alone. Let's find the ultimate treasure. Seeing this, Earl Shingley shouted. The Scavenger Guild wants to enter the dungeon room. Stop them. But when I looked back, I found my eyes. Form a dense mummy. It's hateful. They want the mummy to stall. The entrance is on their side. I also realized that if this goes on, the reward will be gone. So he hurriedly ordered shall we to fit together. Shall we? We should also go to a quick fight. See this scene of Leo. Xing's eyes widened on the sport. How many secrets does this kid have? Not only can they summon, but they can also combine. This is so perverted. And everyone from Volfro to the guild has already entered the passage. Although there are also scattered mummies blocking it. But it was quickly cleaned up by them. At this moment, Randall finally realized. That little brat still seems to have reservations. After I get the power to make the royal mausoleum stand up, definitely have a good exchange with him. Ahead should be the ultimate boss room. As this ancient door slowly opens, what came into view was actually a chain. Lock toughness. Is this the ultimate boss? It looks like it's sleeping. But Randolph was very worried. Warcraft in chains is mentioned in the prophecy. Life born from death. It appeared after the seal was lifted, right? At this time, the monster suddenly let out a harsh sound. Listen carefully, it's actually Magic Beast Jade. Is the monster talking to us? But as the sound gets louder, chains on the monster's arms begin to appear. Crack! With the sudden crunch of the chain, it suddenly broke. Randolph on the side quickly ordered. All personnel prepare for battle. But the monster just waves the chain in its hand. The scavenger was split in half on the spot. Suddenly, only Volfrode was left to serve on the field. And the monster slowly walked towards him. Randolph was horrified to see this anger. How is that possible? Gong Huling's indestructible Batulan poison. It was actually used by him, waving chains wiped out. But just then, the monster slowly opened its arms. Randolph has a fierce face. Does he want me to attack him? Angry Randolph gritted his teeth on the spot. Why are you underestimating my guy? The tiger doesn't show its power. Do you think I'm a sick cat? After saying that, he directly activated the armor of the skill giant. Under this skill, his defense and attack will be greatly improved. But even so, after a knife, Randolph was surprised to find out how this was possible. A blow to his power. It didn't cause the slightest harm to it. Did Randolph press this? Sorry, leader. I should have waited for you to come. But how did Randolph regret it? It's too late. The monster is just a random blow. He dutifully coaxed Randolph to the wall. Only then did the monster speak slowly. For the first time, there is a living life mentioned. I wanted to have fun with you. I didn't expect it to be so vulnerable. But it doesn't matter. There seems to be other life forms anyway. Let's have some fun then. And I'm still working on it. This endless stream of mummies. When will it end if you fight like this? It's better to extract the shadow and try it. But the system prompts me that I can't extract it. Souls that have been dead for too long. And it can't be used on demons. Why are there so many skill restrictions? But just then, his feet suddenly began to shake violently. The whole ground is also starting to become militant. And there was a humming sound. A centipede the size of a dragon rose from the ground. Damn it, a mummy is hard enough. Now, suddenly, there's this big guy. There is no way but to bite the bullet. But even with the strength of breastfeeding. Just found out, these guys' shells are really hard. The rooster doesn't work at all. Unfortunately, Leo Crossing proposed to me. There are too many monsters. Although Ishi was snatched away by the Shadow Restoration Association. All groups of underground cities. But for now, we'd better retreat. I thought for a moment when I heard this. The content of urgent tasks is the reason for solving the red portal. Even if the scavengers catch the ultimate boss. But they don't necessarily get the job done either. Therefore, it may not be that there is no chance. But just then, a giant claw suddenly appeared. Seeing this scene, Leo Crossing secretly said that it was not good. This is the passage for the Qingdao Restoration Association to enter. This monster came out of the tunnel. This shows that. And I also felt it clearly at the first time. This monster is actually Amit, the prisoner of the tomb. And the red name on his head. It's a disaster of Warcraft out of specification. Then Amit suddenly opened his mouth and disappeared. The voice just fell. The mummy outside seemed to have received instructions. Usually give up the attack. Retreat from the courthouse. I didn't expect it. Isha can actually hear Amit's voice. I just heard the monster say disappear. Then the mummies began to retreat. The reason why Asher can understand the words of Warcraft. Maybe it's because they are both demons. This is what Amit continued to say. Every day I see an undead without intelligence. Or it's all over the sand. Bugs in the desert. I haven't seen anyone who can chat in a long time. Asher was puzzled when he heard this. Does this monster look easygoing? But the voice just fell. Amit directly. Smash the giant centipede. Seeing this, Ethel was dumbfounded on the spot. He actually killed the centipede in one hit. But Amit responded lightly. Before chatting with you, I'm going to take the ants who don't understand. Clean up everything. As he said that, he directly broke the centipede at the waist. Then a mouthful of memory bit off the head of the centipede. Everyone who saw this scene was dumbfounded. This monster actually ate the monster. And the most shocked is Li Aoxing. Because according to their assessment, this underground city is obviously just in a hurry. Why does this instant seckle occur? Giant centipede, the magic hand, but Amit slowly walked towards the crowd. It turns out that there are other guys who don't speak other languages. Then you are all ready to die too. Seeing this, Leo could only resist with the sword with difficulty. Ethel, who was on the side, quickly reminded Zhao Xing. And I also attacked the first time. This barely saved Leo. Just because the prophecy is not clear, Min will kill. What are your values? Amit, who heard this, had a face. It turns out that humans can also talk. Do you want to know my values? Then I'll tell you now. Because I've never thought about it. After saying that, he directly launched an attack on us. He slammed me into the wall on the spot. See me hurt? Asher looked worried. Young master, how dare you attack young master? Hearing this, Amit immediately asked, is he your partner? But I won't kill you. Take it as you apologize to me. You should know a lot about demons. How about this? If you can solve my doubts, I couldn't yell any louder. The war between the Shadow King and the other kings is over. And if it's over, who wins? At this time, Ethel was very suspicious of fire. How does this guy know about the king's wars? Looking at the side lying on the ground, the unconscious young master, and the dying little grey. At this time, Asher was extremely desperate. The answer is death. Not answering is death. Seeing this, Amit was too lazy to continue asking. Lift the right leg directly towards the blood on Asher. Then you go to hell too. But just then, a mouthful of blood came out of my mouth. Congratulations on getting the abnormal state restored. Fortunately, I was prepared. Daily quest rewards come into play here. About the Battle of the Kings. I heard some of them. It is said that the kings are all dead. And they all died at the hands of the king who loves you. Hearing this, Amit stopped the attack under his feet. What you said is true. During the time I was imprisoned here, the kings are really, really over, right? When young, I said yes. In the end, it was his father who won. Shadow King Cheng Xiaoyu. But this guy asked about the king's wars. Maybe he will be a descendant of some king. The strength of this crocodile monster is at least S level. Just make him unhappy. Maybe it will be wiped out. This is what Amit continued to ask. So the other kings are dead, right? If all the other kings were dead, then King Kong, King Tarnak also died at the Shadow King. In hand, right? If you knew I was the Shadow King, he might just tear me apart. The next second, and there it was. Seeing this, Asher hurriedly reminded me that the young master should be careful, but I'm already prepared. So there is a safe escape. Launched Amit's attack. Upon seeing this, I immediately asked what you were doing. Amit said that since you can't answer immediately, it means you're thinking about how to deceive me. I'll ask you again. Did King Kong die at the hands of the Shadow King? I asked the smoke. I heard he killed all the kings. The next second, Emmett's answer shocked me. No wonder he didn't come to me again. It's dead. I should thank the Shadow Lord. Seeing this, I quickly asked, aren't you the family of King Kong? Here the family. Emmett was furious on the spot. You said I was his family. It's really unfortunate for human beings. You really dare not live. And as I said that, the hammer came at me again. But it's about to hit me. Emmett's fist was. The chains are firmly bound. Then I heard Emmett roar. Damn chain. Is it more than my reason to go? As he spoke, he blasted in all directions. Damn Tarnak. Damn wizard. Outrageous. You all deserve to die. While Emmett was talking. And the chain seemed to come alive. He actually dragged Emmett in. Seeing this scene, I was dumbfounded on the spot. Although I don't know what happened. But fortunately, I almost forgot. Hurry up and find a way. Give first aid to Zihua and the people of the Asura Guild. But at this moment, the system mission sounded again. Perceived dimensional army column. Please move through the link portal. Clear the cause that triggered the dimensional army column. I didn't expect the emergency mission to change. Let me be liberated. Emmett imprisoned in the pyramid. And he is actually a descendant of King Kong. There is no way but to bite the bullet. The body of the Scavengers Union was found on the road. They were probably all killed by Emmett. Soon found the location of Emmett. After seeing my arrival, Emmett immediately asked, "Are you here for me?" Have the courage to speak. I spread my hands. I just want to have a good chat with you. It seems that you hate King Kong very much. So why is that? Emmett pointed to the chain on his body. I'm all the way I am now because of him. Tarnak and the wizards made me who I am. But they were also abandoned in this grave. Develop, it was they who took me, who was originally an ordinary demon, became like this. Although I was abandoned in the grave of the undead. And it's tied to this damn chain. Even if the chain is broken, as soon as I get out of here, he will appear again. I could never go any farther. I can never forgive Tarnak and the wizard who made me so miserable. See, I'm here to rescue you, very seriously. But how can we make the chain that keeps regenerating disappear? Wait a minute. Zhuangzi, so I had a big guess. Why does Emmett only need to leave a certain distance? The wizard will make the chain reappear. If I'm right, there must be others in here. If I could get you out of here, can you satisfy one condition for me? Emmett is very confused about this. As long as you can help me leave. Don't say a word. Even if there are 10 conditions, I will agree. But if you dare to play me, I should have known the human consequences. Seeing this, I motioned Emmett, don't worry. Finish my sentence for me before making a decision. I plan to destroy this dungeon. Didn't you just say? Can't the chain go deeper? If this is what the wizard did on purpose, it should be because you are afraid that you will kill the master of the dungeon. Then only defeat and destroy the master of the dungeon, the chain of Zhuangzi. What happens when you lose your foundation? What's the point of Zhuangzi's weak iron chain? Hearing this, Mid opened his mouth. Interesting conjecture. This is Bell, suddenly jumped out of nowhere. And at the first time, he blamed the young master. How can you not put Bell by your side? But next to this savage reptile. But Emmett scolded him like a headless fly. Bell was also angry when he heard that. You called me a headless fly. I exist at the same level. You are a reptile who wants to die at my hands. After talking to Bell, I learned that. I didn't expect that little brat. It's actually the son of the Shadow King. This is the deepest tomb I can go to. That little brat has been in there for a long time. If he fails to defeat the master of the dungeon, we'll fail. After destroying the dungeon, if the chain still can't be untied, it will fail. But what he said before. But it made Emmett feel inexplicably confident. If you really succeed, little boy, I will agree to your conditions. Tarnak, you say that the strength of the body is the true strength. That's what made me. but weaker than us. There are times when it looks so great. The descendant of the Shadow King. It might actually get me out of here. And after I solve the monsters along the way, finally reach the deepest part of the pyramid, there is only one last second left. He's the steward of this tomb. Seeker. And we discussed it before we dealt with Seeker. Because of the chain, ACAT can't even get into the dungeon. So he had an attitude of giving it a try. But if you want the plan to succeed, two things to do. The first is me and Ethel. Defeat Ultimate Bushika, so that the dungeon may collapse. The second is to take the opportunity to lift the unsupported chain. Loss of function, only after these steps are completed. Emit from the chain. Come and join us with Belle. Then enter the Shadow Dungeon together. Avoid dungeon collapse. Anything you don't do, you fail. So I thought of the second option. But Amit didn't want to hear it at all. Hope is better than no hope. Boy, I wish you the best of luck. Gravekeeper Seeker. It is a treasure that survives in a desert dungeon. It's hard to get close because there's sand everywhere. And his name is still red. This means that he's at least an urgent monster. So fight. Your mana will be exhausted first. The battle must be resolved quickly. After saying that, he flew sideways. Ash's attack soon followed. But Seeker just waved her hand forward. With a clang, the two's attacks flew away. See, I shouted at Asher that we use feathers. Skill bar. Hearing this, Ethel's spirit was instantly shocked. Good young master? You finally agreed. When I followed the young master into the teleportation port, you will know the storage condition of the feather skill. As long as I hunt monsters, you can absorb their souls and increase their power points. It's time to show the results of the battle. Under the strong blessing of the feather skill, I attack Seeker from a newspaper office. But let's pretend I'm going to unleash a feather on Seeker. Time of skill. AI behind, he'll suddenly plop to the ground. But then immediately woke up. All the time, the young master only saw my unbearable side. This time, we must let the young master play a feather. Skill damage. At this time, the demon strike has been charged to 67%. Then let the defeat skill end it all. With the sudden blow of the devil. I didn't expect the power to be so powerful. The entire underground city was directly shaken. Lai shook. Even Carl was unknown for a while. Is this all done by the young master? Amit looked at him. Look at it all. Is the dungeon about to collapse? It seems they have successfully defeated the dungeon lord. The voice just fell. The base of the chain snapped with a click. And Amit was liberated. Seeing this, Belle quickly reminded him of the crocodile. Hurry up and follow me to find the young master, but Amit still couldn't believe it. Did I finally get rid of Tarnak? He still doesn't understand. Why Tarnak? And wizards use ordinary towers for experiments. All he remembers is the routine destruction. And the recovery trial caused him great pain. Tarnak destroys his flesh. But the wizard regained his wounds. As the experiment was repeated, his body has become very powerful. But the spirit that can't stand the pain. So he gouged out his eyes and started enjoying the pain. In that endless pain, there is an obsession that always sustains him. I want to feel it again when I was a child. The grandeur and majesty of that beautiful nature. As long as this wish can be realized in the future. As he said that, he directly turned Zhuangzi over. Then he bit him hard. Even if the corners of the mouth bleed, he didn't even look. Immediately after, he threw Zhuangzi and the chain aside violently. Damn Tarnak and the wizard. You'd rather kill me than let me go, wouldn't you? And I followed suit. Against the chain on Amit. Tried many ways. But all to no avail. Why is this Zhuangzi so strong? And will take the initiative to come back and attack people. If this chain won't let Amit go, then I can only move away with Zhuangzi. There is no way. But Amit never managed to fix it. What do you want me to do for you? You're so desperate to take me away. I have no answer to that. But continue to try various ways too. Break the chain, even if it breaks my bones. But still unable to break the chain. And Amit goes on. I finally know Tarnak. No, or kings. I know why they lost to your king. Actually, you don't have to go to so much trouble. Just put Zhuangzi into the portal. I can't believe I can't get out. So I went up to Amit and cheered him on. Believe in travel. Let's struggle to the end together. And Asher comes out of his coma. He asked in confusion why I was here. Seeing this, Belle explained to him that the young master saw you in a coma. I'll send you back to Amy's dungeon in advance. Seeing this, Ethel quickly asked Amit. How are things over there? Belle as a virtual gesture. Young master, he is resting there. After hearing that the young master is safe and sound, Asher was delighted. It seems that the young master has finally succeeded. Now, Amit is like little grey Ethel. Have succeeded in becoming my partner. Moreover, the mission of the Dimensional Army has also been completed. Meanwhile, in a luxurious office, the president is holding my father's file. When the hunter Cheng Xiaoyu disappeared, it's like something's happening again. The re-emergence of portals and hunters. All thanks to the memory left by hunter Cheng Xiaoyu. I quickly formed the Hunter Society and put an end to the chaos that followed the Great Change. Excited appearance. Explain what happened this time. Differ it from what happened in the previous world. This has never been done before. The awakening machine of low-level hunter magic. And we haven't had any side effects. But now there is only one clue. That's who's responsible for the flow of excitement. It is Li Wencheng, Vice President of the Death Guild. The guild leader Lin Zigui Hunter is on a business trip. So active. It is very likely that Li Wencheng did it alone. Li Wencheng in the previous world. Not such a brave person. There must be someone else behind him. This is the president's phone ringing. Representative, can I help you? If you have anything, you can contact me at any time. In the early days of the association, also thanks to the knowledge that represents you. And on the other end of the line is my failed process number. I need the help of the Hunter Association to contact you. My nephew just woke up to be a hunter. It seems to be trapped in the portal now. You have to find a way to save him quickly. President Wu Zhen's. I heard that it was the nephew represented by Liu Chenhao. President Wu thought for a moment. And all of a sudden, he did. Are you talking about Cheng Shuhao? Soon we were back in the armored car. Leo at this time. Waiting for people to sleep like dead pigs. See, I whispered in my ear that Leo Crossing woke up. And the dungeon has been cleared. Can I borrow your cell phone? And call my uncle as soon as possible. Listen to uncle. He has reported the case to someone known to the Hunter Association. Maybe I have to go to the Hunter Association this time. Then I arrived at the airport of returning home. Leo is very grateful for my life, saving grace. And hoped to communicate with me more after returning to China. But Leo Singh died very puzzled. A crocodile above Class S. Warcraft will actually retreat. And the underground city suddenly collapsed. I can only pretend to be lucky. Never speak out about Amit. It's a pity. Emmett's chains were never untied. Maybe it's because of the chains that he can't leave the dungeon. Therefore, the promise to him was not fulfilled. But Amit is poetic. I don't have to worry about that. Anyway, the original agreement was to let him leave that grave. After all, this place is much better than that cramped grave. Moment, I feel like Amit is a different person. But then he grabbed me by the collar. He picked me up without saying a word. And took me to a rooftop. Then Amit said, "Here it is." He can vaguely feel the intimate nature. "You brought me from the grave. Therefore, I will follow you as promised." Young master now seems. The longitudinal entrance of the ship appeared in the dungeon and issued the 6th police. It seems that it is to make Amit my helplessness. It will soon be time to say goodbye to Leo Din. Leo Din was inevitably a little reluctant to part with me. It also conjures up Fighting and transforming B-class hunters. Find a way to contact the guild to dig it over. Because the portal for returning home has been closed. So this time I had to take a plane. This is Belle reminding me of the young master. You have at least one level of strength. So you're almost ready. Then you can start fighting back against Li Wencheng and the Apostle of Ritalim. At the same time, discussions were underway within the People's Association. Who would have thought that our guild would become so powerful? Originally, we were just C-class hunters. The guild now has 2 generations. All authorities of the B-class portal. Even the office has been moved here. It's all thanks to the new fans. And this stuff is readily available on the black market these days. But the Earth-level hunter King Shengshu doesn't think so. Is the new powder really that good? But I still feel something is wrong. And the Hunter Association? Plans to ban new powders are being discussed. Why ban it if there are no side effects? But at this moment, a deep meaning appeared outside the door. Seeing this, several people hurriedly turned around and looked behind them. It was a little boy from an alley who came. This is the People's Association. The one with R. Is the guild team that owns the portal. Seeing this, Wang Jiangshu stood up and asked your friend. Do you have anything to do with the association? But the little boy is just there. Response: give me the portal. Wenyan King Shengshu was very puzzled. Pardon me. I told you to give me the portal. As he spoke, he exuded a sense of fire. Immediately after, the members of the People's Association are like possessed. This is called the operator as you command. Seeing this scene, Wang Shangshu was dumbfounded on the spot. What are you kidding me all of a sudden? Why is everyone standing up? This is the little boy speaking slowly. It seems that there are also hunters who have not eaten new fans mixed in. Well, it's a good time for everyone to obey now. You can't use vision or hearing. Seeing this, Wang Shangshu asked loudly. Why are you all listening to little brats? But the little boy just responded faintly. Our creator. Want to take ownership of a world without a master? This is what I came to Earth for. But when I got here. But a question arose. The significance of creation. It should be to execute the will of the creator. But you humans each have a different purpose. What will of the creator are you carrying out? Saints Yu of Wenyan King directly pulled out the common. I don't care what creator he is. You hurry up and get them back to normal. What cult are you? Even if you are a bright child. But if the joke goes too far, I won't let it go. But the next second, Wang Shangshu was dumbfounded on the spot. Just because the little boy just watched coldly. You are insulting me, our creator. As he spoke, he clicked his fingers on the blade. Immediately, a dazzling laser appeared. But how could Wang Shangshu know the strength of the little boy? Waving a big knife and slashing over. But the little boy just waved it around. Short blonde hair in hand. Wang Shangshu's body was split in half on the spot. But the little boy had no expression on his face. Impotent humans. All obey. Restore vision and hearing. Clean up the corpses here. Then another union member came over. What's going on here? But the little boy just whispered. You have to forget everything you see here. What exactly is free will? The significance of creation is to execute the will of the creator. But the creation of this universe. But he killed the creature with his own will. No, it should be called the dimensional gap. Wandering dimensional refugees are displaced. Life must be miserable. Then give you a chance to vent. Go outside and let go of your nature. I need to investigate the world further.